This whole mess starts with Ms. Parker, who is suing Mr. Morton for over $2,000 in child support for her baby, Aaron, but he says the baby isn't his.
In your suit, you claim Mr. Morton fathered your 7-month-old son, Aaron, while in a relationship with his current girlfriend. You say the only reason he denies paternity is because his girlfriend turned him against you because she's been unable to conceive a child with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition to the paternity test, you're suing for $2,047 in back child expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
But here's the wild part. She claims she had relations with him and his girlfriend, all 3 of them.
You have a child with Mr. Morton.
Yes, I have
already.
a 5-year-old son.
And he's not child in question.
No, Aaron is.
But you also still continued a sexual relationship.
Yes, with the both of them.
Both of them?
Yeah.
You were having
We've
sex
had
with
sex. I have sex with both of them.
with Mr. Morton
And Mrs. Lemon.
and his girlfriend?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Oh!
She's got a shocking justification for all the drama. She says she was lonely and asked her boyfriend if he could get with his pregnant baby mother because she's in need.
Well, the only reason, Your Honor, the only reason why she was able to have sex with us is because I asked my boyfriend to have sex with her because she was lonely. My desires, me and my little freakiness, I said, my boyfriend, can you have sex with your pregnant baby mother because she's in need?
Pause.
His big reason for doubt? He claims he was only intimate with her on Mother's Day, May 11th, but the baby was born on December 5th, which makes it only 7 months.
When were you intimate with Miss Parker during the window?
The week of Mother's Day, May 11th, I believe.
You're intimate that day.
The only intimacy we had on Mother's Day was oral sex, Your Honor. How you gonna get pregnant off of oral sex, Your Honor?
Judge,
When was Aaron born?
December 5th.
So December 5th.
It only added up to about 7 months.
But she says she's not a cheater. She swears she only had unprotected relations with him and no one else during the time the baby was made.
And Miss Parker, when was the last time you were intimate with someone else before that May 11th period when you were
The
intimate
only
with
person,
Mr.
Your Honor, I'll lie to you not. The only person that I have unprotected sex with was my baby father. Was Mr.
Your
Morton.
Honor, that's a lie.
Your Honor.
His own mother takes the stand. She says she thinks Ms. Parker was dipping and dabbing with other men, even when she had a boyfriend.
Well, as far as them two, to be honest, I really think that they never stopped dealing with each other from time to time. Even when she had the boyfriend, I still believe they were dipping and dabbing because him and the boyfriend had got into it over, I don't know what the altercation was about, but I heard about they had got into it.
But the grandma also admits that the whole family has accepted baby Aaron as their own and loves him without a doubt.
Have you witnessed your son connect with this child?
Yes,
And you've connected with the child?
yes.
When?
Your family accepts the child without
Yes.
doubt?
We do accept him without a doubt. I don't share his doubts because that's odd.
The verdict is in. Is Mr. Morton the father, and will he be on the hook for over $2,000 in child support?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Morton, you are Aaron's father.
Thank you. I told you, like, I'm not no.
Ms. Gooley, at what point did you decide to tell him? Because you had said, admittedly, I let him believe this was his biological child.
A year ago.
It was a year ago?
No, it was not.
Yeah, it was.
As soon as that baby came out my stomach, I looked for it, and the first thing out my mouth was, "Is he yours?"
This whole messy story starts with Mr. Brooks, who was in court to prove he's the father of his 18-year-old son, Demarion. But his ex, Ms. Gully, says he's not the dad.
Mr. Brooks, you've summoned your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Gooley, to paternity court to prove that you are the father of her 18-year-old son, Mr. McDonald.
But Ms. Gully admits she cheated on Mr. Brooks during their 10-year relationship and pregnancy, and now she's here to prove he's not the father.
Ms. Gooley, you admit you cheated on Mr. Brooks all those years ago and are here today to prove to Mr. Brooks that he is not the father of your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's got the ultimate proof. He says he has over 60 pictures that he's carried for 17 years, believing he's the dad.
Greatest days of my life when she told me she was pregnant. A great father. And I got pictures. Been having these pictures with me for 17 years. She don't have none. Matter of fact, I got about 60 pictures, and she's not in none of them.
These are pictures you've carried for 17 years,
Yes.
believing that you are Mr. McDonald's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
His story of Demarion's birth is so emotional. He says he was there, watched him cut her open and pull his baby out. The baby was crying, but when he held him and said, "Daddy's here, baby," the baby instantly stopped.
The day he was born, I took her to the hospital. I drove her to the hospital. I was there. I watched him cut her open. I watched him pull my baby out. I watched him cry. They couldn't get him quiet. I told the doctors and the nurse, "Give me my baby." And I said, "E-man, this daddy. I'm here, baby." And he shot up. And at that run, I knew he was my son from day one.
but she says he's a liar. She claims he wasn't there for the birth, and she had another man who was always at her house.
There was another man that was
No,
at
I
my
didn't.
house all the time.
That's a lie.
And he used to take Fred to work. and
How
come
you gonna
back
take me
to
when I
the
had my own damn car?
Mr. Brooks,
Excuse
I
me, I'm
need you to
sorry.
watch your language.
I'm sorry.
There was another man that was always at your house.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's got some nerve. She admits she told him he was the father for years, but then suddenly looked at the baby and declared, "Is he yours?"
Ms. Gooley, at what point did you decide to tell him? Because you had said, admittedly, I let him believe this was his biological child.
A year ago.
It was a year ago?
Oh, it was not.
Yeah, it
Your
was.
Honor. As soon as that baby came out my stomach, I looked at Fred, and the first thing out my mouth was, "Is he yours?"
But he says he can't be the father. He claims after 10 years of unprotected relations, he never got her pregnant, so he doesn't believe this child is his.
After 10 years of us being together and not using condoms or any kind of protection, why did I get pregnant?
So are you saying you don't believe Mr. Brooks can even father a child?
I don't think so, no.
Surprise! Demarion, the son, is in court. He says he believes Mr. Brooks is his dad, and that's been his understanding his whole life.
Mr. Brooks states that he believes he's your biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe Mr. Brooks is your father?
Yes, ma'am.
You do. That's been your understanding your whole life?
Yes, ma'am.
But the plot thickens. Demarion reveals that another man reached out to him on Facebook, claiming he was his biological father.
It was a man on Facebook saying that he was my biological father. I text back and said, okay, I really don't know what to say or what to do because there's another man in my life that thinks he's my father.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the truth. Will this man who's been paying for 18 years finally get the answers he needs?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brooks, you are his father.
When I saw the baby, he was so white. He looked like a Mexican or something. He was just real light.
I'm
light-skinned.
This whole mess starts with Mr. Richardson, who is in court because he regrets signing his son's birth certificate and now wants to prove he's not the dad.
You claim you made a huge mistake. You signed the birth certificate of the defendant's 2-month-old son, DeMarlon, even though you doubt you are his father. You want to prove your case before you end up paying child support for a baby you know isn't yours.
But the mom, Ms. Robbins, says he's just playing games because he doesn't want to pay child support for a baby he knows is his.
Ms. Robbins, you say the plaintiff's only mistake is denying your son because you claim the DNA will prove that he is DeMarlon's father. Is that correct?
He says he only signed the birth certificate because he was caught up in the moment at the hospital and had some doubts.
It was at the moment, and I felt that, I don't know, it may be mine, but I don't know.
He was there during the whole entire time, during delivery and pregnancy. He was there, but he also signed the recognition of parentage.
But his big reason for doubt is shocking. He says the baby was so white when he was born, and he thought he was a mess again because he's a darker-skinned man.
When I saw the baby, he was so white. He looked like a Mexican or something. He was just real light.
I'm light-skinned.
But the judge isn't having it. She tells him that children come in all shapes and colors, and that his doubts are just plain wrong.
Listen, that doesn't matter. Children come in all shapes and sizes, and he just had spent 9 months or more in the womb.
He says she's a sneaky liar who was still married when they met, but she says she had proof she was divorced.
Yana, you gotta realize, when I was dating her, she was very sneaky.
So are you.
Richardson start off as a side piece, Miss Robbins?
Of course I were.
Yes, but when we got into being more into a serious relationship and I knew that I wanted to be with him, I decided that I wanted it to be just me and him. And I did tell him and I showed him proof that I was divorced.
The real shocker, he admits he was having pregnant the S word with her. He says pregnant the S word is the best the S word, and he was doing it with her even though she was pregnant with another man's baby.
Pregnant sex.
Okay, but you didn't get that, and you know why.
I got it one time.
Are you saying you weren't happy about the baby coming? You were happy because you could have pregnant sex?
Yes. Well, I mean, pregnant sex is the best sex, Yana. It is.
The judge calls them both out for their immature behavior and tells them they need to grow up and take responsibility for their actions.
Waiting to figure out who my daddy is. And that's unfair. You all talking in circles in here today. And his potential father is denying him. His mother can't make it to the DNA test when you all have had every opportunity to resolve this.
Exactly.
But instead, I'm thankful this courtroom exists so that the buck can stop here and we can really get the result.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the truth. Will he be on the hook for child support or will he finally be free?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Richardson, you are the father.
He's a pastor with manly needs. The pastor, Mr. House, admits in court that although he is a man of the church, he is also a man and has manly needs.
As a pastor, I'm a bishop, but I'm also a traveling pastor. But I'm also a man. I want to stress that right away, that I'm a man and I have manly needs. That doesn't mean that I won't see a woman, but I'm also a pastor.
He calls her a hoochie in court. The pastor loses his composure and calls Ms. Webster a hoochie, forcing Judge Lake to reprimand him for his language in the courtroom.
And we exchanged the numbers.
That's wrong, Your Honor.
We
met at church.
Looked at each other and quickly she became a hoochie, and that's what it was all about.
Excuse me, Bishop House, is that proper language to use for a young woman?
Well, you know, in Hosea chapter 4, God called Gomer a whore.
Well, we're not in Hosea chapter 4. We in paternity court, and I'm the judge, and in this courtroom, we're gonna respect women.
She was juggling 2 men at once. Ms. Webster confesses she was intimate with both the pastor and her on and off boyfriend, Mr. Miles Jones, during the time of conception.
Casual, no commitment. So, Ms. Webster, you were in fact sleeping with someone else during that time?
Yes, sure.
But I wasn't.
Who's that person?
Mr. Miles Jones. Yes, he was a boyfriend. We knew each other for 5 years, but it was an on and off relationship.
I knew nothing about that, Your Honor, at all whatsoever.
And so you knew Mr. Miles Jones before you ever met Mr. House?
Yeah.
The boyfriend is a total stand-up guy. Mr. Miles Jones was there for the birth, has been supporting the baby since day one, and even put his last name on the birth certificate, despite knowing he might not be the father.
Yes, and I told you that your name wasn't going on there because it was a possibility that you was not my baby father.
But I've been there since day one.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing listed under the name of father. You made her last name Miles Jones.
That's my last name.
Yes.
Ever since she told me that she was pregnant when she was 6 months, I was there. I made sure she ate good. I made sure she needed, if she needed money for anything.
The pastor thinks she's triple playing. Mr. House accuses Ms. Webster of running a game, claiming she is triple playing by involving him, her ex, and another possible man.
Since you're triple playing, and there's another possible guy as well too. Remember here, she's triple playing. Let's look at it for what it really is. She's tricking. She's sleeping with this guy, sleeping with me, sleeping with somebody else. If she was happy, then there would be no need for me to be
There is
here.
a need. My baby need her father, not a maybe, a father.
They're both wrong. In a stunning turn of events, the DNA results prove that neither Mr. House nor Mr. Miles Jones is the biological father of the baby.
It has been determined that Mr. Miles Jones, you are not her father.
Now it's time for the pastor. With one man already cleared, is this the moment the real father is finally revealed?
It has been determined by this court that you are not her father.
This whole mess starts with Ms. Shomo, who is in court with her husband, Mr. Kleckler, and her co-worker, Mr. Freeman, after being intimate with both men in the same 2-day period.
Ms. Shomo, you confess you had a weekend fling with a co-worker while married to the defendant, Mr. Kleckler. Now, because you admit to being intimate with both men during the same 2-day period, you now say you have no idea who fathered your 11-month-old son, Theseus.
Yes, Your Honor.
She cheated for attention. Ms. Shomo admits she strayed from her marriage because she felt unwanted by her husband, and her co-worker was giving her the attention she craved.
Your Honor, I was young. I was going through some difficulty, feeling unwanted by my husband, Mr. Kleckler, and I felt Mr. Freeman was giving me more attention than my husband was.
But he cheated first, with his best friend's aunt. She reveals the marriage was broken long ago when her husband cheated on her with his best friend's aunt, an act she says completely ruined her life.
Your Honor, this would have never came down to this if he didn't cheat on me with his best friend's aunt.
The condom busted. Ms. Shomo says she and Mr. Freeman used protection, but he claims the condom busted, and she suspects he may have planned it all along.
That Mr. Freeman and you used protection when you all were together.
Yes.
And yet,
Mr. Freeman wanted a baby with me, and he had told me that he had wanted a baby.
It wasn't like that.
He said he was going to get me pregnant one way or another.
Not like that. It
So,
wasn't
yes,
nothing
we
like
did
that. I
use
said
a
I would love
condom.
to have a baby by you, ditch a baby off and like that. The condom bust, you know.
The baby's skin color raised doubt. Mr. Kleckler started to question paternity as the baby got older, telling his wife he's getting darker and looking different.
He would come to me and be like, he's getting darker, he's looking different, and I felt so much guilt in myself, and I was like, I have to get this done.
Co-worker wants full custody. Mr. Freeman is so convinced he is the father that he declares in court that he will fight for full custody if the DNA proves he's the dad.
possible biological father. You state that if it's determined you are indeed the child's biological father, you want full custody.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake has the envelope that will finally end the confusion. Will her husband be raising another man's child, or will the co-worker get his wish for full custody?
It has been determined that the biological father is Mr. Freeman.
This whole drama starts with Mr. Richardson, who is taking his ex, Ms. Robbins, to court to prove he isn't the father of her son, DeMarlon, after already signing the birth certificate.
Mr. Richardson, you claim you made a huge mistake. You signed the birth certificate of the defendant's 2-month-old son, DeMarlon, even though you doubt you are his father. You want to prove your case before you end up paying child support for a baby you know isn't yours.
He didn't want to be the bad guy. Mr. Richardson admits he only signed the birth certificate because he was in my emotion and didn't want to look like a bad guy at the hospital.
Yeah, I didn't want to seem like the bad guy at the time. And I was in my emotions, and when I saw the baby, I was like, nah, and I asked her, I said, you sure this baby is mine? Is there no one else? And she was like, no, there's no one else.
He was shocked by the baby's skin color. His primary reason for doubt is the baby's appearance at birth, stating, he was so white, he looked like a Mexican or something. He was just real light.
When I saw the baby, he was so white. He looked like a Mexican or something. He was just real light.
I'm light-skinned.
She was married when they met. Ms. Robbins admits that when their relationship began, she was still married to another man, and Mr. Richardson started out as her side piece.
And we got to talking, and then she told me, she said, I'm married, but, when she said the word but, that means I'm willing to maybe see you or something, play around with you. So.
Did Mr. Richardson start off as a side piece, Miss Robbins?
Of course I would.
Faked his happiness for pregnant S-word. He shamelessly confesses that he only pretended to be happy about the baby because he was excited about the idea of pregnant S-word, which he calls the best S-word.
Pretending I was happy.
You're pretending.
I'm pretending like I was happy.
You were pretending?
That's nice. That's nice.
Why would you pretend you were happy?
The whole time.
Sneaky, but
I don't get it.
I mean, because
of what? I'm sorry.
Pregnant sex.
Okay.
I got it one time.
You weren't happy about the baby coming. You were happy because you could have pregnant sex.
Yes.
He accused her of smelling like another man. Mr. Richardson was convinced she was cheating when she came home from work one day, and he told her, you smell like the S-word.
Sat next to me. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I recognize that smell. I haven't had it in a while, but I recognize it. I said, you smell like sex.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
that's what I smell like when I
said, you been having sex? Did you
at
go to
work?
Oh.
She completely dodged a DNA test. After she scheduled a DNA test, Mr. Richardson showed up at her house to go to the appointment, but she made excuses and refused to go.
Tried to get a DNA test, Mr. Richardson.
No, it's not, Yana. She made an appointment. We supposed to split one to go get a DNA test. She said, I set an appointment. I'm gonna come at 4:30. But you said it was 4:30. I got at your house at 3 o'clock. 3:30, come. We sitting around. Okay, appointment's at 4:30. I'm like, what's up? Are we going to get this certificate?
Agreed on DNA, even though.
Go to the appointment?
No, Yana.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the truth. Will he be freed from a child he believes isn't his, or will he be proven to be the father after all?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Richardson, you are the father. Why do you have so many doubts?
She gave us the doubt because she told us very plainly she came back to Indiana to give birth to Jordan. She had another man there while the baby was being delivered that was her fiance at the time.
Mr. Belding Jr. is in court because he thinks the real father of his daughter, Jordan, might be his own father, Mr. Belding Sr.
Mr. Belding, you're here with your mother. You claim little Jordan's biological father may be your own father.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did this even happen? His dad, Mr. Belding Sr., had nowhere to go, so he moved in and was living with his son's girlfriend, Ms. Marsh.
We were living in Georgia, then he moved back to Indiana and got a room, or he shared a room with Amber.
He had nowhere to go, so I took him in.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but his sister lives there. He has numerous friends in Indiana.
His sister would not
I live there.
At all.
He could have lived other places than with her. He's lived with off and on for the past 3 years.
She says she's not a bad person. She just didn't want the man she calls dad to be homeless, so she took him in.
He had nowhere to go. Literally, I asked his sister, and his sister said, no, I'm not going to let a man I call my dad stay on the street.
The sleeping arrangements are super shady. At first, she says they slept in different rooms, but then admits they did share a bed, just not at the same time.
In my 3-bedroom apartment, it was different rooms. And then when we lived at my mom's, I worked third shift and he worked first. We slept in the same bed, but not together.
See who's lying? See how the story changes?
So wait a minute, so wait.
Our story isn't changing like her.
At first, we slept in different rooms.
But do you think it's appropriate for you to be sharing a bed on any level?
Well, we don't sleep in the same room.
His father?
But wait, there's more. His mom claims another man was at the hospital when the baby was born and was going to sign the birth certificate.
Why do you have so many doubts?
She gave us the doubt because she told us very plainly she came back to Indiana to give birth to Jordan. She had another man there while the baby was being delivered that was her fiancé at the time.
The dad-son duo have a messy history. The son claims his dad arranged for Ms. Marsh to move to Georgia to be with him, but his dad just left him there and moved in with her.
It was after I had moved to Georgia to live with him and his dad to join the military. It's funny because I still have messages on my mom's phone from him saying, baby, I can't wait till you get.
You got those?
So now your father
He had her come
was
down there.
possibly sleeping with her too because he's the one that decided to have her come down?
Yes.
You're right.
And then he left Zachary in Georgia by himself.
Enter the DAD. Mr. Belding Sr. takes the stand and swears he has never, ever laid a finger on Amber Marsh.
Did you ever share a bed with Ms. Marsh?
Kind of. I mean, the schedules between her mother's schedule, my schedule, and Amber's schedule, there was always someone there to take care of the baby. It's a little frustrating. I feel kind of demeaned by it, and I have never, ever.
Now for the new boyfriend. Ms. Marsh's new man, Tyson, is in court and says he's been daddy every single day while the other guys were gone.
And you are Ms. Marsh's
boyfriend,
and you've been helping her raise Jordan?
Every day.
Every day?
Every single day.
Good job.
I'm daddy.
The ex's mom claps back at the new boyfriend, saying, she goes through men like you go through toilet paper, honey.
You won't be around long neither. She goes through men like you go through toilet paper, honey.
Yep.
Ask Matt Belding. He can testify that she's a hoe.
Oh, hold on, miss.
It's time for the DMA results for the father and son. Will this baby's dad also be her grandpa?
Is the father of 3-year-old Jordan Marsh. Mr. Belding Sr., you are not Jordan's father.
Thank you.
Already knew that.
First, the lie detector results. Ms. Marsh was asked if she ever got with her ex-boyfriend's father. What will the test reveal?
You were asked, have you ever had sexual intercourse with your ex-boyfriend's father, Mr. Belding Sr.? You said no, and the lie detector determined that is the truth.
Excuse me, Your Honor, she got me. You know, you don't have to worry about that. If I'm a man, I'm gonna step up and do what I gotta do. My job is to protect you and to love you, to show you how a man's supposed to treat you, you know.
This is so emotional. Mr. Jenkins has been searching for his daughter, Ms. Bond, for 24 years, and today they are meeting for the very first time.
Mr. Jenkins, you reached out to the court to open a case. You believe that you have a long-lost daughter and hoped to one day find her to prove you are father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we've located the woman you believe is your daughter, and she's here in court today.
But she doesn't believe him at all. She says she's never heard of him, his name isn't on her birth certificate, and her mom, who died in a car accident, never mentioned him.
Had you ever heard of Mr. Jenkins?
I've never heard of Mr. Jenkins. None of my family members have spoken on him. I also like to submit this as evidence. His name isn't even on my birth certificate.
You don't believe he's your father?
No, Your Honor. Never heard of him. No one has ever spoken of him. I've never seen any pictures. My mother never even spoke of him, brought him up in no conversations whatsoever.
He says he and her mom were in college together and so in love. He calls her banging and says she looked just like Lena Horne to him.
I've been looking for her over 24 years, Your Honor. Me and her mother was in college together. I'm telling you, she was banging. I mean, she had a nice big back porch on her. She had this pink jumpsuit on, and she used to wear this little black hat with an X on it. I mean, you know, that was like, she was like Lena Horne to me, you know.
Aww.
He brought proof. He pulls out an ultrasound picture of her that he has saved for 24 long years.
I'd like to submit this here to the court, Your Honor. It's an ultrasound picture that I used to go to hospital with her. I was excited. I said, I got my first child. I got a girl. You know, I was just blown away.
So this is an ultrasound picture of Ms. Bond?
Yes.
That you've saved all these years?
Over 24 years.
Her past is so sad. She breaks down, revealing she's homeless, struggling to get her own children back, and feels so alone after losing both her parents in an accident.
I lost my mother.
Take your time.
And my father, and I didn't have anybody, and I struggle, and I'm still struggling. I'm homeless. I'm trying to get my children, and I have no one on my side, and I just feel so alone. I feel like a part of me is really missing.
He gets super emotional and makes her a beautiful promise, saying, "You got me now. I'm your man. My job is to protect you and love you."
Excuse me, Your Honor, she got me. You know, you don't have to worry about that. Because I'm a man, I'm gonna step up and do what I gotta do. My job is to protect you and to love you, to show you how a man's supposed to treat you.
He says he's been trying to find her for years. He claims he would go to her family's house, but they would make him wait out on the porch and wouldn't let him see her.
I used to go over one of your family members' house. I used to come over there every Christmas. I used to go there, kept me out on the porch, played crazy on me, played like she didn't know who I was. I knocked on doors. I'd like to submit one more thing to the court.
I have a face page. If you went for social media, you could have found me.
This is so tragic. He says he finally got in touch with her mom when she was 8, but a week later, her mom died in the car accident before he could see her.
You didn't get to see her?
I didn't get to see her.
What happened?
I talked to her on the phone, and she said, in the next week or so, I'll let you see Andrea. I said, how she's doing? She's doing pretty good. A week later, I called her back at that number, and I had heard some bad news that she was in a bad car accident.
Oh my goodness.
So why did he start searching so hard now? He says he was inspired after the musician Prince died, and he wants to be able to leave his own legacy to his daughter.
You called this court every single day.
Not just a while back, music artist Prince had died, and he didn't have any estate or nothing to leave any of his stuff to. So the things that I have, or the things that I accomplished in life, I would like to leave them to my daughter.
After 24 years of searching, a tragic accident, and a lifetime of pain, the DNA results are here. Is this the happy ending she's been waiting for?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Jenkins, you are her father.
Because I remember her mom talking about a David. That's your dad.
Who said David Watkins?
It was a David
My name
Watkins.
used to be David Watkins. I was adopted, and he changed my name to Watkins, and then when I got grown, I changed my name back to my dad's name.
After the man who raised her said, "I'm not your dad," Ms. Hannon's mother told her on her deathbed that another man, David Dorsey, was her real father.
Ms. Hannon, you grew up believing one man was your father until the age of 13 when he said, "I am not your daddy." Your mother then told you on her deathbed that another man, the defendant David Dorsey, is your biological father.
Today is the first time she's ever seen him, but when he walks into the courtroom, he goes right past her without a hug because he's sure he's not her dad.
She's been told that you are her biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
You walk through the doors, you walk right past her, no hug. You didn't even really look at her, acknowledge her.
I acknowledged her. I looked at her.
He drops a bombshell. He swears he's not her father because he has never met or even heard of her mother in his entire life. He doesn't recognize her picture at all.
You don't believe you're her biological father?
Not really, no, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I don't remember her mother at all.
You are standing here at the defendant's podium in this courtroom today saying you know you cannot be Miss Hannon's biological father because you have never met her mother. Miss Hannon, do you have a picture of your mother with you? Show that picture to Mr. Dorsey. Do you remember that woman?
No, ma'am.
But the godmother is here to spill the tea. She takes the stand and says she remembers Mr. Dorsey and that he used to bring her friend, the mom, lunch at work all the time.
Well, Your Honor, me and Fallon's mother, Veronica, we worked together. And Mr. Dorsey, I have seen him come to the job to bring her mom lunch. Her mom would talk about her baby daddy being David.
Here's a crazy twist. The godmother remembers the dad's name as David Watkins. Mr. Dorsey then admits his name used to be David Watkins before he was adopted.
Because I remember her mom talking about a David. That's your dad.
Oh wait,
But
this
it was
is David
Watkins.
Dorsey. You said David Watkins?
It was a David
My name
Watkins.
used to be David Watkins. I was adopted, and he changed my name to Watkins, and then when I got grown, I changed my name back to my dad's name.
Mr. Dorsey's other daughter, Melody, comes to court, and she's 100% convinced Ms. Hannon is her long-lost sister.
You know we are here discussing the paternity as it relates to Ms. Hannon.
Yes, I'm here to claim my sister. That's my sister.
She says her dad was a total Rolling Stone back in the day, known all over town as David Watkins, the Slayer of Woman. So it's totally possible he just forgot about her mom.
I don't mean to disrespect my dad, but my dad was a Rolling Stone, okay? So he was the man, and he was very known on the North Side for being David Watkins, the Slayer of Women, So.
The resemblance is insane. Melody says when she first saw a picture of Ms. Hannon on Facebook, she thought it was a picture of herself, about a good 50 pounds ago.
Went onto Facebook, and I looked up her name, and when I seen her face, I was like, if that's not me, maybe about a good 50 pounds ago,
The sisterly bond is so strong. Before the results are even read, Ms. Dorsey tells Ms. Hannon, "You are my sister, period." And they share an emotional hug.
I love you. Okay, stop, just don't cry. Don't cry, it's gonna be okay, because like I told you before, you are my sister, period.
After a deathbed confession and a shocking case of amnesia, the DNA results are here. Is this slayer of women her father, or is the truth lost forever?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Dorsey, you are not the father.
Way back when I was 20.
He drops a bombshell origin story. He claims he met her mother 28 years ago when he found her beaten and bloody on the side of a lake. He rescued her, and their traumatic encounter led to a one-night stand that he believes resulted in a daughter he never knew.
Well, started out that I was...
A mind-blowing courtroom revelation. Ms. Garcia learns for the first time that Mr. Johnston has...
When it comes to Cindy Lee Garcia, Mr. Johnston, you are not her father.
A new couple hits the stage with some major drama. Mr. Caldwell doubts he's the father of their baby. That shows the days she slept with him versus the days she slept with her friend. And they were back to back.
And the green is when she was intimate with you. The 29th and 30th of July, that'd be back-to-back days.
The disrespect is unreal. Mr. Caldwell reveals that after they got...
But I never lied to you about nothing. I lied to her. I love you, baby. You know, basically, this relationship is a mess.
After all the cheating accusation and a mountain of drama, the DNA results will finally reveal the truth.
Do you believe you're the father?
No.
You don't?
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I haven't had sex with her.
Why would she just come up with your name like you the father?
I said because she assists with me. Everyone I talk to, she call them and tell them that I got her pregnant.
The drama exploded with a single phone call. The fiancé says she was blindsided when the ex, Ms. Pitts, called her up to drop the bombshell. I'm pregnant by Robert.
Back in September 2012, I received a phone call from their 12-year-old daughter stating that Ms. Pitts would like to speak with me. So once I got the phone to speak with Ms. Pitts, she said, I'm not calling you to be messy. I need to speak with you on a matter. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. What's the matter? She was like, I'm pregnant by Robert.
In a shocking twist, the ex reveals she was moments away from giving the baby up for adoption. With her hand on the dotted line, her family rushed in and convinced her to keep the child her husband promised to raise as his own.
When I gave birth to my daughter, my sister was at the hospital with me also. My hand was on the dotted line. My aunt came in and told me that she wasn't gonna let me get my child up for adoption. At that moment, I called my husband and talked to him about it. And he told me he didn't want me to get my baby up. He was gonna be there for my daughter.
He claims he's innocent and she's just obsessed with him. Mr. Slater swears he hasn't slept with his ex in years, but she fires back, "You ain't saying that when you was in my bed."
Do you believe you're the father?
No.
You don't?
No, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I haven't had sex with her.
Why would she just come up with your name like you the father?
I said because she assists with me. Everyone I talk to, she call them and tell them that I got her pregnant.
The courtroom erupts into chaos. The fighting between the women gets so intense that the bailiff has to step in and physically stand between them to keep order.
I'm
okay, let's be respectful.
You weren't saying that when you was just in my bed.
I
don't want a baby. You can have what you keep sleeping with if you don't want.
Let's get
got everybody in my sleep.
I can't tell you still.
Jerome, please go stand between the two ladies.
Just when you think it can't get messier, the fiancé drops a bombshell of her own. While their engagement was on pause over this drama, she also ended up pregnant by him.
Or when did your engagement?
I put it on pause then too, and then somehow I ended up
Let him say they wasn't engaged, Your Honor.
I just had a baby in 2014 by this guy.
And so once you found out you were pregnant, you decided to stay with Mr. Slater.
Try to pan everything out and work on it.
Even the judge has had enough of his lies. After Mr. Slater repeatedly yells, "She's a lie," about everyone, the judge slams him saying, "Now I'm starting to believe you the lie."
Every time somebody testifies to something in this courtroom, the first thing out your mouth is she's a lie. Now I'm starting to believe you the lie. You're gonna have to come up with some testimony in here that makes some sense. Because every time I turn around and ask you a question, you can't recall.
The fiancé lays down a final ultimatum. She tells the court that his bags are already pre-packed, and if the results prove he's the father, it's bye for good.
Right about now, I can't even say if she's his, he getting his walking papers. Good. He's already pre-packed.
Pre-packed?
Yes.
So if the results indicate he is the father,
it's bye.
Okay.
With a wedding hanging in the balance, the judge holds the envelope that contains everyone's future. Is he the father? And is this engagement over forever?
When it comes to 1-year-old Primrose Harmony Pitts, Mr. Slater, you are her father.
When I got that phone call, I was wondering, where would you get this from out of 30 years? If she can find out that I'm not her father out of 30 years, somebody could have told me. And I was with her mother every night.
In a shocking courtroom showdown, a woman has brought the man who raised her to court to prove he's not her father. She's so convinced another man is her real dad that he's waiting in the hallway to take his own DNA test.
Ms. Miller, you've summoned the defendant, Mr. White, to court to prove to him that he is not your biological father, even though he has believed he's your father your entire life.
Yes, Your Honor.
The man you now say is your father is waiting in the hallway and will join us in court in a moment.
The lifelong secret began with a chilling confession. As a teenager, she overheard her mother admit, "I don't know who your dad is," planting a seed of doubt that would haunt her for years.
And once I found out what they were, my mom and my grandmother was in the bedroom, and I said I wanted to go to my dad's house, Mr. Wright. So my mom, her back was turned to me, and she said, "I don't know who your dad is," and that she believed more so that Mr. Wright is than Mr. White is.
She was forced to live a painful double life. To keep her two dads from discovering each other, she completely erased herself from social media, terrified that a single photo from a family barbecue would expose the 30-year lie.
I don't even have like social sites now, because if I do like family barbecues, which I spend a lot of time with Mr. Wright's side of from barbecues to parties, birthdays, and I don't do that with Mr. White. Other family members on Mr. White's side, you know, I don't want them to run back and tell him like, who is this man Miranda's calling her dad, or to raise a lot of drama.
Two fathers are left heartbroken and confused. Mr. White, who was with her mother every night for years, is stunned. Meanwhile, Mr. Wright had no idea another man even existed.
When I got that phone call, I was wondering, where would you get this from out of 30 years? If she can find out that I'm not her father out of 30 years, somebody could have told me. And I was with her mother every night.
The evidence seems clear when a photo is revealed. Ms. Miller presents a picture showing an insane resemblance to Mr. Wright's entire family, from her freckles down to her nose.
I look so much like his entire family. From my grandmother to my auntie, his entire family looks just like me. The freckles, everything, we just look so much alike, the nose. I mean, I just believe in me being around him so much.
But a bombshell twist throws everything into chaos. When a side-by-side photo of her and Mr. White is shown, she's shocked to see an undeniable resemblance to him as well.
Submitted another photo to the court because you said you also feel like you look like Mr. White.
Oh wow, I never seen it side by side like that.
And you see a resemblance there as well.
Her heart and her mind are at war. After seeing the pictures, she admits that while her heart has always believed Mr. Wright is her dad, her gut feeling is gone, and the truth is completely in the air.
What that must feel like for you.
God, my heart is racing. I'm so nervous because now, that's why I said I'm here to seek my truth, because once seeing both of those pictures, like wow, I don't even know like in my heart anymore. On my heart, I feel like Mr. Wright is my dad.
After 30 years of secrets, the results are finally in the judge's hand. Two men have loved her as a daughter, but only one can be her biological father. Which man's world is about to be shattered forever?
It has been determined by this court. Ms. Miller's biological father is Mr. White.
She's in court suing him for over $4,000 in baby expense. The social media drama is real. After the baby was born, she posted a picture of the newborn and tagged the other man in it.
Picture where she tagged another dude. Like, listen, if the baby mine, why didn't you tag me in the
Your
picture?
Honor.
Well, why the picture still stayed on your Facebook?
Honor.
And my family had to tell me, oh, you know she tagged another dude name in the picture.
But she says it was just a mistake. She claims she tagged the wrong person by accident, but he's not buying it.
You tagged yourself in the picture, and he said, oh, I'm sorry.
Mom is here to defend her. She says he called her during the pregnancy and promised to be there for his daughter no matter what. Shady behavior, saying she's not a victim in this and that she's the one who created all this drama. Mama drama. Will he be on the hook for thousands more, or will he be proven right?
Pertaining to 4-month-old Nolani Harvey. Mr. McKee, you never heard from Miss Thomas again during the whole pregnancy.
I haven't heard from her, Your Honor.
All while she was pregnant.
All while she was pregnant.
So you weren't there when the baby was born?
No, Your Honor.
This whole mess started on a dating app. Ms. Thomas and Mr. McKee hooked up, and now she's in court to prove he's the father of her baby boy, Carson.
Miss Thomas, you and the defendant, Mr. McKee, met on an online dating website, and the conversation quickly jumped offline and into Mr. McKee's bed. You believed you were in a committed relationship with the defendant and was devastated when he denied your pregnancy.
But he says he wasn't looking for a relationship. He claims he was just having fun, but she fell for him after just a month.
I wasn't ready, Your Honor.
Tell me about it, though. You know, a lot of times we're in situations like this where there are two people on two different pages. I hear a lot of times when women say, you know, I was to him, and then the man will say, well, I wasn't committed to her, or even vice versa. Sometimes, you know, the man is committed and faithful, and the woman is.
How did she tell him she was pregnant? She sent him a picture of the positive test, and he replied, whatever you decide to do, just let me know, and then blocked her.
I said, let me take a pregnancy test. So I took a pregnancy test. I took a picture of it, and I sent it to him through text message. He was like, what is this? I was like, a pregnancy test. He's like, oh, okay, so whatever you decide to do, just let me know.
But she called me when she was like 3 months pregnant. I know I got a phone call, I was at work. I told her I'd call her back, but I ended up blocking her number.
He was a total ghost. He had no contact with her for the entire pregnancy and wasn't even there for the birth.
Mr. McKee, you never heard from Miss Thomas again during the whole pregnancy.
I haven't heard from her, Your Honor.
All while she was pregnant?
All while she was pregnant.
So you weren't there when the baby was born?
No, Your Honor.
His big reason for doubt is the baby's looks. He says the baby is too light-skinned and has different features, even joking that he looks like Donald Trump.
So, Mr. McKee, she sent you a text with the picture of the baby. Your first response was what?
The baby look like he can be for Donald Trump.
Like, really?
But that's not all. He says because she already has 7 other kids, he thinks she's probably getting with a lot of other guys too.
Who else you think she might be me?
You feel like because she has more than one child, that she potentially was entertaining a lot of different men. And so it's not just you she was sleeping. Is that what you're trying to say?
1 month.
Oh, now I get what you say. Okay, could you just talk?
She swears she wasn't with anyone else. She says her other kids' fathers were all black, so there's no way the baby could be so light unless it was his.
I meet you April the 1st, and April the 20th, we getting it in. It ain't gonna take long.
It's because she had sex with you so quickly that you felt like, well, maybe this is the type of person or type of woman who's also having sex with other people.
Well, when we first started off,
his own family is divided. His mom thinks the baby looks like him, but his aunt told her to go find the real father.
Do you feel like there's a resemblance?
My mama say it can be mine, but my auntie says she need to find the dad of that baby.
Okay, so even in your own family, the response has been...
Right.
It's hard.
It's off.
Carson's 8 months old, so you've been doing this all this time?
Yes, ma'am.
He's got his own drama. He already has 1 daughter and has 2 more kids on the way with 2 different women, who are sisters.
So do you have any other kids, Mr. McKee?
I have a daughter. I have 2 more on the way.
Right.
With your spouse or your girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
So the children were planned. So you have twins on the way?
No, not twin, but 2 different women.
But wait, after the results are read, she drops a final bombshell, revealing that the real father is actually her ex from before she even met Mr. McKee.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. McKee, you are not the father.
Are you serious?
This whole mess started when Mr. Matlock left town for just 1 week to visit his son. When he came back, his girlfriend, Ms. Monroe, had already moved her ex into their house.
Mr. Matlock.
Yes, ma'am.
You say that a few years back you were suddenly called away on family business.
She says he's the one to blame. She claims he stopped answering her calls for a whole month, so she thought he wasn't coming back and she—
Mr. Matlock, the wait is over. You are not.
I knew it! Go find your baby daddy!
In the beginning, me and Deshaun, we weren't really serious when we had our first son. I did cheat on him in the beginning.
This poor dude, Mr. Mitchell, is so fed up. He's in court to get DNA tests for his 2 sons because his wife, Ms. Dalton, has put him and the kids through a lot.
Mr. Mitchell, you are petitioning the court for 2 DNA tests to determine if you are the father of your estranged wife's 2 children, 2-year-old Deshaun Jr. and 1-year-old Bishop.
He's a total stand-up guy. Even with all his doubts, he has full custody of both little boys and is raising them all on his own.
You currently have custody of the 2 boys, so the stakes of today's results couldn't be higher.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's got some nerve. She tries to play the victim, claiming she was forced to leave her home. But he says she's the one who walked out with another man, telling him to take the kids.
What she did is she left with another man. She just came home one day, Your Honor, and just said, here go your kids, take the kids, and just walked out.
There was something that happened.
That's
you
what
know,
she did.
I was forced to leave my home.
Nobody forced her to leave. When she left me, Your Honor, and left the kids and walked out, Your Honor, I was on our city bus in the freezing.
She's a cheater, and she knows it. She admits she was getting with another man at the very beginning of their relationship, right when their first son was made.
In the beginning, me and Deshaun, like, we weren't really like serious when we had our first son. I did cheat on him in the beginning.
How did he find out? He says the other man called her phone, and when he confronted her, she lied and said it was just her cousin.
I happened to end up finding out once we was over my sister's house. You know, some guy calls her phone, Your Honor. So when the guy calls her phone, I'm like, you know, who is that? It's her cousin. That's what she says. It's my cousin. You know, so when I said, okay.
The other man spilled all the tea. Mr. Mitchell says he made her call the guy back, and the man confessed they had been together without protection and that she might be pregnant.
I asked her to call him back. Once she calls him back, he talking about they been having sex and he ain't been using condoms and she may be pregnant. This what he's saying, Your Honor.
There was never
You
a
spoke
time.
to him?
But he's a good guy. Even with all those red flags, he still signed the first son's birth certificate because he wanted to believe her.
He was born?
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
Your Honor, I did.
You did?
Yes. I wanted to believe her, Your Honor. I really did.
He was there the whole pregnancy and the whole nine, in every room and everything.
Was he expressing doubt to you?
No, he was not, and that's why it came to me that he even thought.
The cheating never stopped. He says she was with 3 or 4 other men, and that she even got with a Keo worker right before their second son was born.
Mr. Mitchell, what is this doubt based on?
Your Honor, it's the cheating that she's constantly been doing, Your Honor. It's been 3, maybe 4 guys that she done cheated on me with. Probably 3 since we've been married.
And then after Deshaun was born, you all obviously stayed together because not long after, you have another child.
Correct.
She admits it again. She confesses that she did get with the co-worker, but tries to excuse it by saying their relationship was going through a rocky period.
So, yes, I did cheat with the guy, and I'm not saying that I didn't.
Your Honor, I came home one day, Your Honor. Guy is sitting on my couch, Your Honor.
On your couch?
And she done made dinner or lunch, whatever you want to call it, for this guy.
Judge Lake has 2 envelopes that will change everything. Will this man who stepped up be rewarded with the truth, or is he about to have his heart broken twice?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are Bishop's father.
No, cause that's why it's funny, because how can somebody tell me who I was sleeping with? Nobody in the room was in the room with me when I was sleeping with somebody. What do I have to lie for?
Keyshawn told us that he wanted the blood test. The only way, Keyshawn only denied the baby when him and my daughter was arguing.
This whole heartbreaking story starts with Ms. Hooker, who is trying to prove her late ex-boyfriend Keyshawn is her baby's dad. But his mom, Miss Baker, is here to prove he's not.
Ms. Hooker, you are here with your mother because you say the defendant's son, Mr. Abraham, fathered your 10-month-old daughter, Kanaya. You say that Ms. Baker and her family's denial of this child has caused you pain, and you are here for an apology and to prove her son is the father.
The family's doubt is fueled by some really nasty rumors, including the fact that Keyshawn's own sister cruelly said baby Kanaya was too fat to be his baby.
It's not Miss Baker who denies Kenaya, it's her family who makes my daughter feel some type of way. It's not Miss Baker. She was too fat to be his baby. She fat like them, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Never from Miss Baker. It's always family who always have something to say about my grandbaby.
But Grandma Baker says her late son told her directly that he wasn't the only boy that had messed with Ms. Hooker. Was she with someone else behind his back?
But then when we finally found out for sure, he told me, he said he wasn't the only boy that had messed with Denaya.
Okay.
Keyshawn allegedly heard from another guy that he was also with Ms. Hooker while he was away. Was she really juggling 2 men at once?
On a Sunday, and he died that Friday.
I'm so very sorry.
He just told me to promise him that we was gonna get a test done because of what the other young man said, and you know.
What did the other young man say?
He told Keyshawn that when he wasn't around, he was supposedly sleeping with Denaya.
But Ms. Hooker swears she was loyal to Keyshawn and claims he only ever denied the baby when they were in a fight.
No, cause that's why it's funny, because how can somebody tell me who I was sleeping with? Nobody in the room was in the room with me when I was sleeping with somebody. What do I have to lie for?
Keyshawn told us that he wanted the blood test. The only way, Keyshawn only denied the baby when him and my daughter was arguing.
The family feud gets ugly. Keyshawn's sister says she can't even look at the baby because it's just a painful reminder that my brother's not here.
For me personally, to look at the baby because it's just a reminder that my brother's not here. So it's not about her and her feeling. When she does come around, it is a sense of sadness for me. So it's not that somebody looking at her crazy, dealing with
the ultimate act of disrespect. Baby Kanaya's name was completely left out of her alleged father's obituary after he was tragically murdered.
I came here because this is what I promised my baby, and it's going to be done.
And the truth is, Ms. Baker, and you're right. You're right.
Judge, my daughter really feels some type of way. It's not that she feels some type of way. It's like she more hurt behind the obituary. And Miss Carolyn has explained to her about the obituary, how the obituary went. But in her heart, she feel like Miss Bland left her out of the obituary on purpose.
But she makes a promise. If the baby is his, she will personally go back to the funeral home and have the obituaries reprinted with Kanaya's name included.
Since she got left out the obituary, I have already told them if it comes back saying Kenaya belongs to Keyshawn, I'm going directly back to the funeral home and get a set of obituaries made. So when this baby grow up and she read her dad's obituary, there's her name.
The courtroom is dead silent. Will this baby be welcomed into a grieving family, or will she be rejected and left fatherless forever?
The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Baker, Mr. Abraham, and Kenaya Abraham is 0%.
And this is why right here.
You know, we're here discussing baby Hazel,
Yes, ma'am.
her paternity, and Ms. Jones asserts that your son is her biological father. Do you believe that? You do?
I do.
Please
I absolutely do.
tell the court why.
Well,
This whole mess starts with Mr. Joyner, a military vet, who is in court to prove he's not the father of Ms. Jones's baby, Hazel, after what he says was just a casual fling.
Mr. Joyner, you say you are a responsible U.S. military veteran who would never neglect a call and are 100% certain you are not her child's biological father.
But she says they were in a serious relationship. He was with her every day, and she was even cooking and cleaning for him.
Yes, ma'am. I know the situation because she used to take my car and go over there and visit him and stay sometimes this night and everything with him. I even went over there to his residence, spent the weekend and everything with them.
He's a total dog. He admits he didn't even know her name the first night they got together and only planned for it to be a temporary thing.
we were dating.
Your Honor, I would not say we was dating in any kind of serious relationship. I met her, our place where we worked at, it was a restaurant. I mean, hell, the first night I brought her home, Your Honor, I didn't even know her name. I mean, just to be honest.
His big reason for doubt? He claims in his 12 years of being with women, he has never gotten anyone pregnant. So he thinks it's impossible for him to be the dad.
It's not my baby. It is not my baby. I am a U.S. veteran. I am a military veteran, and I do take care of my responsibilities.
Do you have other children?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
Grandma is all in. She says the baby looks just like him and that she's already bought a ring with her potential granddaughter's birthstone on it.
They brought her to see me when she was 2 days old. Olivia, I didn't find out till 2 weeks before that she was pregnant. When you
So your
touch
son
a
never
baby-
told you?
Never. You know, you just know. I have a grandmother's ring I got in April. It has Hazel's name and birthstone right with the rest of my grandkids.
But he says his doubt is real because of a past heartbreak. He once raised another child he thought was his, only for a DNA test to prove he wasn't the father.
Your Honor, I have this to say. Not too long ago, a couple years ago, in West Virginia, where I moved from, there was another situation just similar to this one right here. Girl said that she had a baby, you know, it was mine, all this. And I mean, this baby looked identical to me. Identical. I thought so myself. I got attached to this baby, and the test results came in, and it was negative.
His mom is not having it. She says she's ashamed of him for denying the baby and that he needs to be a man and step up.
Ms. Jones's child, baby Hazel, is your biological child. Why do you think your mother's saying that?
I don't know, maybe just deep down she's ready for me to have a kid. I mean, she knows
Hell
she's
no,
ready for
you're
me.
not
I don't
responsible
know.
to have
You know what I mean?
No.
My little brother, he has 2 of them, and I don't have any.
He's been a total deadbeat so far. The mom says he hasn't bought a single diaper, and the baby doesn't even have a crib to sleep in.
Needs to grow up, and denying it is not going to help. You're missing every day that you don't.
Sounds like your mother has stepped up in your absence thus far because she is 8 months old.
I was helping Olivia from day one. Been there and bought that baby diapers, clothes for me from day one when neither one of them would. I
was buying things
for Hazel when nobody was.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the truth. Will Grandma get her wish, or is this man who's been hurt before about to be proven right?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Joyner, you are the father. So, Mr. Spence, let me ask you this. Are you in a relationship?
I'm married.
This is a wild one. Ms. Kavanaugh is back in court after 2 other men were already ruled out. And now she thinks her new baby's dad might be her own mom's good friend.
Ms. Kavanaugh, you appeared in our courtroom previously and tested 2 men as potential fathers of your 1-month-old son, Malcolm. Unfortunately, neither turned out to be his biological father. Now, today, you believe Malcolm's biological father is a good friend of your mother's, the defendant, Mr. Spence.
She shamelessly admits she was the one who went after him. She says she was subconsciously trying to seduce him and would wear inappropriate things around him.
It is bad. I started calling him up, asking for like rides, to the grocery store, to get stuff from my house. And subconsciously, I was trying to seduce him. I was wearing inappropriate things around him.
The mom's friend, Mr. Spence, says he tried to say no. He claims he told her to watch yourself, but on the 4th try, he had a lapse in judgment and gave in.
It was like she said, came over a couple of times. She was in inappropriate gear. First time, I shunned it off. Second time, I said, hey, watch yourself. 3rd time, it's starting to look good. 4th time, lapse in judgment, and here we are today.
But wait, he's married. This whole messy situation could blow up his own family.
So, Mr. Spence, let me ask you this. Are you in a relationship?
I'm married.
The mom is heartbroken and feels totally betrayed by both of them. She says her woman's intuition told her something shady was going on between them.
It was very devastating, just because the relationship was inappropriate. I felt betrayed. Actually, when we were together, like all in the same room, I noticed them looking at each other a little differently. Yeah, I knew my gut.
Woman's intuition.
Exactly.
How did the mom find out for sure? Her other daughter snitched. She told her mom that her sister had been getting with their family friend.
That I had intimate with him, and then I went to go because my mom was wondering, asking Megan questions, and Megan was denying it. But that's my mother. I'm gonna tell my mom. So I come clean. That's how my mom found out, is that it was intimate is because of me.
Enter potential dad number 4, Mr. Scott. He says he always used protection, but she claims there was one night they were very intoxicated and things happened.
Had a sexual relationship with Miss Kavanaugh?
Yes, ma'am.
It was during the window of conception. Do you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
You were not using protection?
I use protection every time. I don't recall, not using protection. I strongly, I don't believe that, Malcolm is mine. I mean, I seen the picture. She sent me a picture. My mom seen the baby and said the baby looked like me.
But wait, it gets even crazier. Just when we think it's down to these 2 men, she admits there's one more possible father, bringing the grand total to 5 men.
These are the last 2 possibilities, Miss Kavanaugh.
There's one more, Your Honor.
The judge has had enough. She tells her she can't drink your problems away and that she needs to get help for her baby's sake.
So let's get one thing straight. You know you can't drink your problems away.
Yes, I
And you see
out.
that.
Yes.
It didn't drink any problems away. You just created more problems.
A lot.
And since you are a mother to a brand new innocent baby, this court's going to require, no matter what the result is, that you get some counseling and you get some help as it relates to that drinking. Yes, understand?
Now for her mom's best friend, Mr. Spence. Is this the man she seduced, or is the real father still a total mystery?
When it comes to the paternity of 1-month-old Malcolm Kavanaugh, Mr. Scott, you are not his father. Were you also still sleeping with her mother during that time?
Yes.
Ms. Holthouse is in court because she doesn't know if her baby's dad is her ex or her own mother's boyfriend, Mr. Shinewald.
Shockingly, you confess it's either a man you shared a sexual relationship with who wants nothing to do with your child, or the defendant who happens to be your mother's boyfriend.
How did this even start? He says it all began after he saw her in a little skirt, her breasts out, and one thing just led to another.
A few days later, tight clothing, no little skirt, breast out. Next thing you know, one thing led to another. We started flirting with each other back and forth. Things just escalated from there.
She admits she snuck out of her grandma's house to meet him at a park where they got together for the first time.
I snuck out of my grandma's house that night. We went to a park.
And what happened at the park?
We had sexual relations.
But it wasn't just a one-time thing. They carried on a secret affair for 6 months, often right under her mother's nose while she was asleep in the next room.
So how long did this sexual relationship last?
It was about 6 months. We would just, when she's not there, she left to go somewhere. Sometimes when she's sleeping.
In her house?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he's a total dog. He shamelessly admits he was getting with both the mother and the daughter at the same time.
Were you also still sleeping with her mother during that time?
Yes.
The mom eventually caught them. She walked in and found her daughter standing in front of her boyfriend with her pants unzipped.
And when she did,
What happened?
she caught me standing in front of her, my pants unzipped. She was really furious and upset, and we basically got into huge arguments and fights.
The family tree is a total mess. The mom also has a baby with Mr. Shinuwald, which means their kids could be half siblings and uncle and nephew at the same time.
At the moment, I did not know, but as my mom was pregnant with my sister, my sister is Mr. Shinuwald's daughter.
Wait, how old is her daughter?
She's about to turn 11 months.
How old is your child?
He is 3 months.
You won't believe this. Even after all this betrayal, the mom is still with him, and they all live in the same house together.
So are you still currently in a relationship with Miss Holthouse's mother?
Yes. We actually all stay together.
You all stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
You all live together?
Yes, Sean.
But there are rules. The mom won't let them be in the same room alone, and even turns the TV down so she can listen to what they're saying.
Well, there are rules laid down for me and Miss Holthouse, her daughter. We're not allowed to be in the same room together. We're not allowed to talk or text each other. We're not supposed to really even be around each other. And if we are in the same room together, she turns down the TV so she can hear the conversations that we're having.
Hold on.
The judge thinks they're still hooking up and asks them to take a lie detector test to prove they're not. They both refuse.
Are we willing to consent to the lie detector test on the question of whether or not you all are still sleeping together?
No, Your Honor, I won't.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the key to this disgusting family secret. Will this young woman's son also be her little sister's brother?
It has been determined by this court. You are not his father. Well, a lot has been said about you today.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to know what you have to add to this.
She always touching me on my chest.
What chest?
She always patting on me. She always saying, do more than I can't get my son or the man I'm sleeping with to do, to have me to come and do things.
God.
This family feud is a total disaster. A mother, Ms. Scott McCrae, is suing her own daughter for $3,900. She says she loaned her.
Miss Scott McCrae, you claim that you've been supporting your daughter, Miss Scott, and her 7 children long enough.
Yes.
You say that your daughter's husband is a deadbeat, and you wish she'd leave this man and get off the system. Miss Scott McCrae, you are suing your daughter for $3,900 in unpaid loans.
Yes.
But the daughter, Ms. Scott, says her mom is just a hater who is jealous and secretly wants her husband, Toy.
You say your mother was an addict when you were younger and now tries to act holier than thou.
Yes.
You believe that your mother is jealous of you and wants your husband.
Yes.
The mom's big complaint? She says her son-in-law is a deadbeat because she once saw him eat all the cereal and drink all the milk, leaving none for the kids.
And they need things in the morning to sustain them while they're at daycare. And this man,
What's the
Toy,
things they need?
I was sleeping in their den. I watched Toy one night particularly. He went into the kitchen 3 or 4 times. And the whole night he was eating cereal. He was eating cereal.
And that's just what a
That's what they would do.
Okay, but did that take cereal out of my...
But the daughter fires back with her own story. She says her mom once gave them a bounced check for rent, which got them and their 7 kids evicted.
They do good at
But
tax
let you
time.
tell it you paid our rent for 5 and 6 months, Mom.
That's when I was staying with you when you were
But
on
when
Tucker
have you
CG.
ever
And as
paid
soon
our
as I
rent for
moved
5
out,
or 6
y'all
months,
got
Mom?
evicted because you couldn't
because you
continue to
gave
pay
me a
the rent.
bounced check.
The husband, Toy, takes the stand. He says the mom is the one who has a little crush on him and is always touching him on the chest.
Well, a lot has been said about you today.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to know what you have to add to this.
She always touching me on my chest.
What chest?
She always patting on me. She always saying, you do more than I can't my son or the man I'm sleeping with to do, to have me to come and do things.
God.
The daughter backs this up with a wild story. She says she once saw her mom give her husband a slobbery kiss on the cheek and call him the best son-in-law I ever had.
You know, just look back out the door. I look out the door, she done got out her car, walked up to our car where Toy was sitting and kissed him on his cheek. A slobbery kiss. If he would have turned his face, they would have been tongue kissing. What was that even for?
You know what,
and then her exact words were, son-in-law, you're the best son-in-law I ever had. I just love you.
After all the fighting, the judge throws out the mom's lawsuit for the $3,900, saying she has no proof it was a loan.
What you don't have is any independent evidence that shows that this was a loan that you required her to pay back. Without something in writing, it is not proven that it's a loan. Are we
I
clear?
understand. We're
The
clear on
ruling is
that.
for the defendant.
I understand.
First question is a bombshell. Have you ever made any advances towards your son-in-law, Toy?
Ms. Scott McCrae, you were asked, have you ever made any sexual advances towards your son-in-law, Toy? You said no.
No.
And the lie detector determined that was the truth.
Yes, it was.
With their relationship on the line, the lie detector results are here. Is this grandma a secret husband stealer, or is her daughter just a paranoid drama queen?
If you want a sexual relationship with your son-in-law, Toy,
Made my head hurt.
you said no, and the lie set to determine that was the truth.
Yes, it was.
Okay. All right. Is somebody calling you? Jerome, answer it and see if it's a woman. We already know. They probably never call back again if they find out you're in paternity court.
Two of Mr. Barber's baby mamas, Ms. Taylor and Ms. Johnson, are in court together to sue him for thousands of dollars in unpaid child expenses.
Ms. Taylor and Ms. Johnson, you both claim that you were pregnant at the same time with the defendant, Mr. Barber's children. You argue that he has not been a father to your kids and refuses to support them but take care of his other child.
His pathetic excuse for not paying? He says they just ask for too much money and create too much drama.
Mr. Barber, you counter that the only reason you can't support the children you have with Ms. Taylor and Ms. Johnson is because they ask for too much money and they create too much drama.
But they fire back that he's a total dog who had 3 different women pregnant all at the same time when he was just 18 years old.
I believe that he supports his other child because he's still sleeping with his other child's mother. He had 3 women pregnant at the same time. He is a dog.
3 women pregnant at the same time?
Yes, Your Honor. At the very younger age of 18. And we were all 18, all the way out.
Wow.
In the middle of the hearing, his phone rings. The judge jokes, "Jerome, answer it and see if it's a woman."
Mr. Barber, is somebody calling you? Jerome, answer it and see if it's a woman. They probably never call back again if they find out you're in paternity court.
His lame excuse for missing her daughter's birth? He claims he was at work. She says he's a liar and was probably with another woman.
That baby out by myself.
But I didn't show up. I wasn't there.
You
I
did
didn't
not
show up.
come
I didn't show
until
up.
hours
I didn't show
later.
up, but why?
You did
Why?
not come until
Why?
hours
What did I tell you I was
later.
doing? What was I doing? I was at work.
I don't know. You always lie. You always lie and say that you somewhere and you
I don't have to lie to you about where I'm at.
He's a total deadbeat. Ms. Taylor says in 5 years, all he's ever bought for her daughter is 2 packs of diapers.
Has he sent anything to help you with your child?
He bought my daughter 2 packs of diapers.
Okay. And how old is your daughter?
My daughter is 5 years old.
I never got 2 packs. I never got a pack.
Surprise! The third baby mama, Ms. Cooper, is in court. She takes the stand and says he's a great dad and that the other 2 are just bitter because things didn't work out.
I just feel like me and him have came to a common ground to co-parent. Our relationship and what we've been through, none of that matters.
Is he good to your child?
Yes, he is. Very well.
Loves
her. He's a daddy's girl. She only wants to be.
It's Judgment Day, with 2 baby mamas demanding over $7,000 in back support, will this deadbeat dad finally be forced to pay up for the kids he abandoned?
Now, these expenses that you have presented, they accurately depict what it takes to raise a child. Now, Mr. Barber, do you have anything to add before I make my ruling? You know, it is this court's opinion that Ms. Taylor is in fact entitled to $3,608 in back child care expenses. Moving on.
She was just pregnant.
You went to see Ms. Lusk at school?
Yes, I
went to see her at school
They
to
had
talk to her
called
and
an
to find out what was going on. She didn't look pregnant. She was holding her head down. She had no stomach whatsoever.
This whole sad story starts with Ms. Lusk, who is in court because the mother of her deceased boyfriend, Ms. Page, is convinced her son is not the father of her 3-year-old daughter, Samari.
Ms. Lusk, you and your mother say you have no doubt whatsoever when it comes to knowing who your 3-year-old daughter, Samari's biological father is. Unfortunately, the man you claim is her father has died, and now you find yourself facing off against his mother, who is just as convinced that she is not your daughter's grandmother.
But the grandma thinks this is all about money. She says Ms. Lusk is just trying to get a piece of her late son's $50,000 life insurance policy.
They're out for money. I had insurance on
What
my
money?
son. I had an insurance policy. They're out for
That we
money.
knew nothing about.
Unless it's proven it's not my son.
And so this insurance policy is in the amount of $50,000. You submitted that paperwork to the court. It is your testimony today that Ms. Lusk is attempting to get a portion of that money.
But Ms. Lusk fires back that she and the deceased were hooking up all the time. She says she used to walk over from school during her lunch period to be with him.
It was a normal time scheduled routine that I would actually come over there because we had times that I would come over to see him because he only stayed a few blocks from my school. And during certain periods, whether it was gym or my lunch period, I would go, I would walk. He would meet me halfway.
The first meeting was so dramatic. Grandma Page admits she went to Ms. Lusk's school to confront her after hearing she was pregnant, but says she didn't look pregnant.
She was just pregnant.
You went to see Ms. Lusk at school?
Yes, I
went to see her at school
They
to
had
talk to her
called
and
an
to find out what was going on. She didn't look pregnant. She was holding her head down. She had no stomach whatsoever.
The mom, Ms. Anderson, says Grandma Page was almost proud of the pregnancy at first, saying her son was a legend, with women coming out the woodwork.
The very first thing she said to me is, my son is a legend. My son has women coming out the woodwork. She seemed proud.
And he's always gonna be a legend in my book.
The war went public. Grandma Page has been bashing her 16-year-old potential baby mama all over Facebook, telling her to find the real dad.
We declined her walker. She went into one of her little, oh, that ain't my grandbaby. Make sure you find your baby's daddy. And she's publicly putting it on Facebook.
Also to the point where I can't defend myself because she'll have me blocked or she'll have it where I can't post comments. And I don't slander her on my, not once have I ever said anything bad about this woman.
But Ms. Lusk fought back. Despite Grandma's threats, she gave the baby the last name Page anyway, saying, "We don't need your permission."
You're not allowed to put the baby in the last name Page. You don't have my, like, we really needed it.
Because your daughter's on the back
we
page.
didn't need your.
But the daughter's name is Samari Dior Anderson Page.
And that's not
so you gave Samari Desmond's last name.
Without my permission.
It's so sad. The grandma has only seen her potential granddaughter once, and it was by accident at a birthday party.
Miss Page had an opportunity to see Samari?
No, ma'am.
Never.
Seen her one time by accident at an acquaintance birthday party.
So you've never had the opportunity to come by and spend time with
her. She held my daughter at parties. She had the opportunity, yes.
Ms. Lusk says she didn't even go to his funeral because she was only 16, had just found out she was pregnant, and didn't have time to grieve.
4 days after his passing, that's when I took my own pregnancy test and found out I was pregnant. That was April 24th. His funeral was April 27th. I didn't go to his funeral. I couldn't, because how can I show my face as, like, how can I even go? I can't even support somebody.
I didn't have time to grieve.
After years of grief and nasty Facebook feuds, a grand paternity test will finally reveal the truth. Is this baby the last living legacy of a son gone too soon?
It has been determined by this court. The probability of relatedness between Miss Page and Samari Page is 99.9%.
He obviously wanted it a lot, so I gave it. Our date of conception was between August 11th and August 13th. Then he told me I couldn't be friends with somebody I had been friends with for 9 years. He told me if you to go have sex with him, that's the only way to break your emotional connection. And I have witnesses, plenty of witnesses, who can attest to him saying this and have heard him say it.
This whole mess starts with Ms. Arbogast, who is suing her ex, Mr. Vest, for $5,000 for their 2 kids, claiming he's a deadbeat who has only given her $100 in 2 years.
Ms. Arbogast, you are in court today claiming the defendant started denying your 2-year-old daughter, Kinsley, once he got into a relationship with your former friend.
Yes,
you claim the defendant has ignored the needs of your children, so you are suing for the maximum amount of $5,000 for child care expenses.
But he says he has every reason to doubt her. He claims she has a history of being with other men and that he's not paying a dime until he knows for sure the baby is his.
You are here to testify the plaintiff's promiscuous behavior is the reason you believe you are not Kinsley's father, and until proven otherwise, you refuse to financially support her.
Here comes her new boyfriend. Mr. Fritz takes the stand and says he's been the one raising the kids and that Mr. Vest has only given them $20 in the last 7 months.
And Mr. Fritz is your current boyfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say he's the person helping you raise Mr. Vest's children?
Yes, he's the one they wake up to every morning. He's the one who takes them out, does things with them, plays football with them. He does the father role, Mr. Vest.
This is so wild. She claims that after they got together, he told her to go get with another man just to break an emotional connection.
Obviously wanted it a lot, so I gave it. Our date of conception was between August 11th and August 13th. Told me I couldn't be friends with somebody I had been friends with for 9 years. He told me if you to go have sex with him, that's the only way to break your emotional connection. And I have witnesses, plenty of witnesses, who can attest to him saying this and have heard him say it.
But wait, she's got receipts. She says he knew she was with the other man because he was texting her the whole time she was with him.
He knew that same night. I was at the lake. He was texting me the whole time, baby, when are you coming home? What time are you gonna be here?
When I get done having sex with the person you told me to go have sex with. He doesn't even make any sense.
He knew about it. That's the thing. He says he didn't know. He knew about it.
But she's the one who started all the drama. He says she's the one who blurted out on speakerphone that Kinsley might not be his.
He's sitting on the couch in the hospital, holding her. After she's born, he held her before I held her.
Yeah, I thought she was my daughter until you told me that she wasn't.
I never once told you she wasn't your daughter.
What did she say, Mr. Vest?
We were on speakerphone and she blurted out that Kinsley may not be mine.
He's been so nasty to the baby. She has text messages where he calls his own potential daughter that thing and says he doesn't want to claim her.
Here, I have this text message right here that says, claim that thing if I knew she was mine. So you've been asking for the paternity test? No. I have text messages of him.
Let me see that.
Things he said. I also have proof of all the non-finances that he has not helped with that I have spent to put a roof over their head, bills paid.
This is so sad. She says their 3-year-old son, Cameron, doesn't even know who his dad is, and that Mr. Vest even told the little boy that Kinsley isn't his sister.
Called him on his birthday to tell him happy birthday. Bubby asked Sissy, he said, Sissy, you want to talk to Daddy? He straight told our 3-year-old, that's not my daughter.
Mr. Vest, I know you aren't talking about paternity issues in front of a 3-year-old.
No, I'm not.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the truth. Will he be on the hook for $5,000 or will he get the last laugh?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Vest, you are the father.
I see.
I was sure about it because when she was in the C-section, they had brought Samar out to me and placed me in my arms and everything. And at that moment when I said his name, he had opened up his eyes and he was looking at me. And at that time, I felt the connection between him and me. And the nurse there told me, like, that's a rare thing for that. And, you know, usually the babies don't open up their eyes.
This whole drama starts with Mr. Jacobs, who is in court to prove he's not the father of 3-year-old Samar, even though his name is on the birth certificate and he's been paying child support.
Mr. Jacobs, you're on the birth certificate and paying child support 3-year-old Samar, but say your ex is now telling people that you are not biological father, and you're suing today to prove that Samar is your son.
How did this all begin? They met on a train and got together that very same day. Just a month later, she told him she was pregnant.
This is after you met on the train? You followed him home, Miss Cole?
We watched movies, we talked, we did get to know each other. We did have unprotected sex that night, Your Honor.
You young people running around here having sex, you in somebody's apartment having sex. Who does that? It's not funny. Now we've got a little person here that doesn't have a clue who his father is.
But she was playing games from the start. She admits she told him there was a possibility another man could be the father.
And when he texted me back, and then after he denied the baby, I did explain to him that it was a possibility. There was another guy that could be the father.
But he's a good guy. Even with the doubt, he signed the birth certificate anyway because he felt a connection when the baby opened his eyes in his arms.
I was sure about it because when she was in the C-section, they had brought Samar out to me and placed me in my arms and everything. And at that time moment when I said his name, he had opened up his eyes and he was looking at me. And at that time, I felt the connection between him and me. And the nurse there told me, like, that's a rare thing for that. And, you know, usually the babies don't open up their eyes.
But
she says he's a liar. She claims she was still in recovery from giving birth and had no idea he even signed the birth certificate or named the baby.
When I woke up,
did you allow him to sign?
I didn't know that he signed it. I was in a recovery room. When I woke up, he told me he signed the birth certificate, named the baby. I didn't know nothing about it until I woke up in a recovery room.
Yeah. So the baby was named and the birth certificate was signed when you
woke up from the C-section.
That's not true at all.
Now she's the one with doubts. She says she now believes another man, Mr. Cooper, is the real dad because her son is a spitting image of him as a child.
One of Mr. Cooper's family members showed me a picture of Mr. Cooper when he was 3-year-old. My son is 3-year-old now. They look just alike in them two pictures of Mr. Cooper when he was 3 and my son now that he's 3.
So you saw a pic?
Yes.
Surprise! The other man, Mr. Cooper, is in court, but he says he's not the father and that she was promiscuous and with other men.
That you are Samar's biological father. Do you believe you are her child's father?
No, Your Honor, not at all. Not at all. Because Miss Carr, she was real promiscuous. She was there. She had a crazy reputation.
Did she tell you you were the father, or did she tell you Mr. Jacobs was the father?
Man, she was trying to hint that I was father, but I wasn't hearing it. I shut it all down.
He admits he bought diapers and formula for the baby, but says he was just trying to help her out, not because he thought he was the dad.
And why were you providing for a baby you definitively said was not yours?
Because she first had him and I didn't know. I just wanted to see him and she asked me to get the baby some diapers. So I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, I got the money and she needed, so yeah, I'm gonna help.
Mr. Jacobs' own mother takes the stand and says she told her son not to sign the birth certificate because she knew Ms. Cole couldn't be trusted.
That was she told me?
We actually spoke.
Yeah.
We actually spoke.
So
when I was living in Niagara Falls, we actually had communication the same way. You know, I was helping her out, giving her formula and diapers too, and you know, he was telling me that, yeah, she wanted to do a DNA test, but she never came around to do it. So he didn't really know who the father was. I was just stuck being the father.
The first set of DNA results are in for the other man, Mr. Cooper. Is he the one she claims is the baby's look-alike father?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Cooper, you are not father. Do you remember being in a relationship with both of them at the same time, back and forth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you sleeping with both of them without protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why do you deny that Tanika is your daughter if you know you've been with this woman over a span of time?
This whole drama starts with Ms. Jackson, who is in court to prove her ex-boyfriend of 26 years. Mr. Brown is the father of her grown daughter, Tanika.
Ms. Jackson, you've dragged your ex-boyfriend to court to prove he fathered your 26-year-old daughter, Tanika.
Yes, Your Honor.
But he and his wife, who is also in court, say that's impossible. They claim he was out of town for 3 whole months when the baby was made.
Mr. Brown, you and your wife claim you can't be the father because you were on the road for 3 months during the time of conception.
That's true, Your Honor.
The wife, Miss Brown, is not holding back. She says she caught her husband and Ms. Jackson together multiple times, once in a bathroom at a club and another time hiding in her own closet.
Me and the wife was having problems. It was much later when I caught her in the house with him. The first time I caught them together was at the club. Like I couldn't find him anywhere. So I walked around the parking lot looking, he wasn't out there. He wasn't in the club. I said, well, one place he could be because his car was still outside. So I knocked and knocked on the door of the bathroom. So I knocked and knocked. I said, Dwight, I know you're in there.
He's a total dog. Mr. Brown shamelessly admits he was in a relationship with both women at the same time and wasn't using protection with either of them.
Do you remember being in a relationship with both of them at the same time, back and forth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you sleeping with both of them without protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why do you deny that Tanika is your daughter if you know you've been with this woman over a a span of time.
His poor daughter, Tanika, is so hurt. She says she's been bullied her whole life, being called the outside child and the scandalous baby.
Away and with Ms. Brown, were you with anybody else?
No, I was all been to Georgia. I was staying
And
with
doing
my
that,
mother's
Your Honor, when
he'll
she-
come to Georgia on Friday, and he'll leave that Friday evening and go and back to Jacksonville to her, back and forth.
Came to stay at my house. He stayed with me about 2 weeks. He said after he left me, he didn't even go home for another month.
The wife is coming with receipts. She brings in a stack of letters showing she's been trying to get a DNA test since 1990, but claims Ms. Jackson has been dodging them for decades.
Okay, the first time was 1990. I paid money to have a test done for her. She didn't show up. Again, the summer of 90. She said, "Don't keep calling me. That's an insult about DNA testing." Every time we asked for something. Same thing in 1992. Okay, then we went to Ms. Jackson again. Went up to the lab again to get a DNA testing. I paid my money.
But Ms. Jackson has her own proof. She has an acknowledgement of paternity paper that she claims Mr. Brown signed, admitting he was the dad.
I have proof that Mr. Brown signed my birth certificate.
I'd like to see that. This is a copy of my
birth certificate.
That's a birth certificate that's a fake, Your Honor. That is a fraud. Her mama been lying to her, and she's sitting here and believing her.
The judge is not having it. After looking at his signature, she says the one on the paper is substantially similar and that he might be lying.
I want to know the truth. I'm looking at these two signatures, and they are very, very similar.
No, Your Honor, I didn't sign it.
Yes, you did, Honor. Yes, you did sign that signature.
The wife drops a final bombshell. She says she once offered to pay for a DNA test herself, but Ms. Jackson told her, "I'm not going to let you find out because you're not his wife."
We are for the mothers and not the father.
I was with him.
And then I left out the door.
No, you wasn't.
She wanted child support, but she wasn't willing to give him a paternity test. But she was
never denied
But she
y'all
wanted him.
Well, at this point, with an acknowledgement of paternity executed in 1990, she really didn't need one.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds a 26-year-old secret. Will this family finally get the truth, or will the lies continue?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are her father.
I slept with his cousin several times too because
See, here
it
we
was
go. Now the truth come
revengeful.
out.
Mr. Pearson,
You
you
did it
were
more
never
than
told
once.
it happened more than once?
Actually, he the one that told me, and he told me that it happened, and I confronted her about it, and she lied to me, and she lied to me, and she lied to me, and she lied to me.
This whole mess starts with Ms. Gray, who is in court because her ex, Mr. Pearson, is denying their baby, Camilla, and treating their other two kids better.
Ms. Gray, you say the defendant, Mr. Pearson, has ripped your family apart because of his denial that he is your 10-month-old daughter, Kamia's dad.
Granted, I would love to have my family all together because that's what I really came here for.
She admits it. She confesses that she did get with his cousin, and now both men could be the father of her baby.
She slept with my cousin, Your Honor. Exactly what?
How did you find that out?
Being of the fact that he was at my house while I was leaving to go to work.
But her reason is pure revenge. She says she only got with the cousin because her ex had previously left her for the cousin's ex-girlfriend.
It was revengeful. It was revengeful because he left me in North Carolina when I was pregnant with our son DeMonte to go be with his cousin's ex-girlfriend.
And he's a cheater too. He admits he got the cousin's ex-girlfriend pregnant while he was still with Ms. Gray. This family tree is a total mess.
I slept with his cousin several times too because
See, here
it
we
was
go. Now the truth come
revengeful.
out.
Mr. Pearson,
You
you
did it
were
more
never
than
told
once.
it happened more than once?
Actually, he the one that told me, and he told me that it happened, and I confronted her about it, and she lied to me, and she lied to me, and she lied to me, and she lied to me.
The cousin, Theodore, joins the court. He confirms he was with Ms. Gray, but says she told him she was already pregnant before they even got together.
That you were sleeping with Ms. Gray. Are these things true?
Yes, Your Honor. I was aware that she was pregnant. Being who the father was, neither one of us knew because at that time, she did tell me that she was pregnant, but time frame between when she had the baby.
But she says that's a lie. She claims she has a calendar that proves she got pregnant after they were together.
But when the baby was born, me and my cousin saw the baby and we had our own judgment as he thought, since he already knew about me sleeping with his baby mama, he thought, well, that I could be the father, and I thought that maybe I could be the father too because look at the baby. And so I asked her, I said, do you know if I'm the father or not?
The judge is not having it. She calls them all out for their immature tit-for-tat games and for putting their kids in the middle of this three-way revenge.
This is what I wanted to know, ultimately. There's been a lot of tit for tat, a lot of moving around, a lot of jokes, a lot of you don't have to be with me, this is all child's play. You all are kids, you really shouldn't be here right now. You need to be in college.
Actually, I need to be at work.
Judge Lake has the results for both men. Will this family ever recover from this messy, petty, and totally insane love quadrangle?
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Theodore Pearson.
Daughter, Your Honor.
Your Honor, yes, I have, but to be honest, Jesse haven't been in my life. You know, I'm just going off of pictures. You know, basically, pictures, he was there. He was with me as the father, with me and my sister. He was in the home as a family, but as time went on, I was with the other guy.
This whole 26-year-old mess starts with Ms. Carroll, who is in court because her mom, Ms. Goggins, has always told her the man who raised her, Mr. Carroll, is not her real father.
Mr. Carroll, you are here to prove to your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Goggins, that you are the biological father of her 26-year-old daughter, Shirletha Carroll.
Yes, Your Honor.
The mom claims her real father was a hairdresser she had a one-night stand with.
Ms. Goggins, you claim that you had a one-night stand and he is your daughter's real father.
Yes, Your Honor.
But Mr. Carroll says she's a liar. He claims she didn't tell him about the other man until their daughter was already 5 years old.
When do you remember hearing this for the first time?
She never told me that. I tell you for a fact, she never told me that.
Yes, I did.
You never told me that.
Yes, I did. I told you that I am pregnant by someone else, and you didn't want it to believe it.
But wait, his name is on the birth certificate. He says he signed it at the hospital, but she claims she has no idea how his name even got on there.
I said, Shirletha is not your child. You never wanted to listen to me saying that it wasn't your child. When I received the birth certificate, I seen Jesse's name. I did not never sign the bottom to agree with what's on the birth certificate.
You didn't say to him, Mr. Carroll, you need to sign this birth certificate?
No. So when that birth certificate came, I seen Jesse's name on it.
The daughter is so confused. She says her mom told her whole life that the hairdresser was her dad, and she even spent holidays with his family.
Your Honor, yes, I have, but to be honest, Jesse haven't been in my life. You know, I'm just going off of pictures. You know, basically, pictures, he was there. He was with me as the father, with me and my sister. He was in the home as a family, but as time went on, I was with the other guy.
The big turning point? She says she found a copy of her birth certificate with Mr. Carroll's name on it and finally started to question her mom's story.
Basically, in middle school, that's like I say, I got the birth certificate and Jesse was on it, so I don't know.
And so you found the birth certificate and saw that Mr. Carroll's name was on your birth certificate.
Yes.
And yet you've got all these family photos where you spent time with this other guy that you thought was your biological father.
Yes.
Mr. Carroll's new wife is in court, and she's team mom. She says Ms. Goggins told her husband years ago that he wasn't the father.
Shirletha is not his daughter. Tina told him, Ms. Goggins told him, she told him years ago that she was not his daughter. And the only way I would know, because I came into the situation after the 5-year period, somewhere in there, which was, I never would say anything like that.
The new wife has receipts. She brings in a letter where the mom thanks Mr. Carroll for raising our daughters, which makes it sound like she knew he wasn't the dad.
But she says she constantly told him.
So you're saying you saw a letter that Ms. Goggins wrote to your husband, Mr. Carroll, saying, thank you for accepting our daughter.
And this was in the midst of our date. We attended graduation.
Judge Lake has the envelope that holds the truth. Will this 26-year-old mystery finally be solved, or is more heartbreak on the way?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Carroll, you are her father.
This whole mess starts with Ms. Allen, who is in court because her ex, Mr. Levon, is denying their baby, Layla, and she thinks it's all because of his new girlfriend.
And you are in court today claiming the defendant, Mr. Levon, is denying your 6-month-old daughter, Layla, only because he's desperate to try to keep your affair with him a secret. You're here to expose that secret and prove paternity.
But he says he's not the dad. He claims they only had a one-night stand and that she was with other men.
At the time, we was going through something and we split up for just the one night.
You split up for one night?
It was not one night.
We just split up. Like, we was going through some stuff.
Yes, it
we
was.
We had a break for a minute.
Yes, it was a one-night stand.
No, it wasn't.
She admits she was with another man, Mr. Mitchell, around the same time, but she swears it was only once.
Do you admit you were also intimate with Mr. Mitchell during this window?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Allen, Mr. Levon does not agree with your testimony or your calendar. Why are you so sure.
Here comes the new girlfriend. Ms. Lanier is in court and she is not happy. She says Miss Allen is just trying to break up her family.
How did you find out your boyfriend may have gotten another woman pregnant?
He actually told me February 3rd. Yeah, when she was 3 months pregnant. I was 2 months.
What did he
finally
say?
admitted it to me after me and her had spoke over the phone, February 3rd.
The girlfriend says this whole situation could be the end of them. She tells the judge if the baby is his, their relationship is over.
No, it's not.
This development?
No,
it
it's
won't.
not.
So you're saying if this ends up being your boyfriend's biological child, the relationship is over?
Yes.
But Miss Allen has receipts. She brings in text messages where he calls the baby my daughter and says, Daddy loves you.
Miss Allen, you said yes, he did say that.
Yes.
Do you have any proof
I
of
do.
such? This is a series text messages between the two of you?
Yes.
Text messages?
Yes, Your Honor.
Happy Valentine's Day, Lele.
Lele.
Lele, Daddy loves you.
He says those texts are fake. He claims she fabricated them and that he never said those things.
And then you respond, Mr. Levant, and I want my daughter.
Those text messages are fake.
That was not
I don't
fake.
know. That's not me.
It wasn't, Your Honor.
The other man, Mr. Mitchell, is here. He takes the stand and says he doesn't think he's the father and that she never even told him he could be.
Mr. Mitchell, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're in court today talking about paternity of beautiful baby Layla. I would like to know first and foremost, did you have a sexual relationship with her mother, Ms. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
You did.
Mr. Mitchell says she told him that Mr. Levon was the dad, so he never even thought he was in the running.
Did she ever tell you that you could be Layla's father?
No, ma'am.
She didn't.
No, ma'am.
And so, do you believe you are Layla's father?
No, ma'am.
With both men shockingly ruled out, the judge tells Ms. Allen she needs to figure out who the real father is. What a mess.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father.
Mr. Allen stood tall and cold, claiming he was absolutely not the father of baby Atali. His words cut through the courtroom like ice, and everyone went silent for a moment. That kind of certainty made my skin crawl.
Mr. Allen, you say you are more than certain you are not his biological father and claim Ms. Beckley's accusations are driving a wedge between you and your fiancé.
The truth came out fast. They had an angry, emotional encounter, and neither used protection. It wasn't love, it was pain, and that night might have created a life. Felt like my chest locked up when I heard it.
On Germany's second birthday, he wasn't staying with me, but he ended up coming back on her birthday. We had sex, unprotected.
It wasn't baby making sex. It was angry sex.
It's not about baby making sex. Sex is sex.
It was angry sex.
Sex is sex. Whether it's baby making, love making, hate making, sex is sex, and she's still here as a baby. It don't matter what type of sex it was unprotected.
Mr. Allen said she told him she was pregnant just 2 days after they slept together, but she said it was a month later. They argued with fiery voices, both refusing to back down. Watching it all left me unsure of everything.
So it was after a month when I found out I was pregnant. I called to let him know I was pregnant, and from that it was like, oh, that don't make sense that you got pregnant too fast. Well, of course.
You have other children that he accepts. Was he supportive during the pregnancy with Italy? Was he there for you? Doctor's appointment?
No, ma'am. I had emergency C-section. I was at the hospital by myself. He was not there.
The judge showed the baby's birth certificate, and everyone saw it. The father's name was missing. Unlike her other two kids, Italy had no last name from Allen. Seeing that blank space made my stomach turn.
So the first one is for Germany, Jacqueline, and Allen. Father's name's there. Second one, Xavier, Dantes, Tyrell, Jerome, Allen. Father's name is there. Third one, Italy, Lisa, Alexandria, Beckley. No father listed.
Beckley cried as she said she had no one at the hospital when she gave birth. Allen shouted back, saying she refused DNA tests not once but twice. Their pain landed deep in my gut like a punch.
She denied me the DNA test not once but twice. That's what gave me further doubt. Pregnant was too fast. The time of conception, she said that the baby went full term, April 1st. The baby was due March 11th.
I didn't go full term. I had her at 36 weeks. My due date was at April 1st. I had her at March 11th, emergency C-section. She was not full term.
Judge Lake raised her voice and said they were stuck in a cycle of screaming and blame. She said their daughter was the one truly hurting through all of this drama. I felt it sit heavy in my chest.
I'm starting to understand what's going on here.
This is a dance y'all do. You know this choreography. Arguing and dysfunction and yelling and back and forth. You all do this well.
Your Honor, I stepped away,
And
Your
this
Honor.
little girl is the one suffering because she's a year old with no father.
The judge opened the envelope slowly, her voice steady, but full of weight. Then came the words, "Mr. Allen, you are the father." That hit my ears like thunder I couldn't tune out.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Allen, you are the father.
Told you. You too, fiance. Stepmama. Stepmama.
After all the yelling, Allen finally revealed the truth.
How many children do you have
Your Honor,
total?
today Italy makes 7, Your Honor.
Right. You in way over your head.
But Your Honor, I have took care of every last one of my children.
Because I see a man
I've been
who
a
wants
daddy.
to do the
I've
right
been for
thing.
my babies.
That's
and for
what
sit
I
here
mean.
and come here today and see her talk about me like this.
The room got quiet when Mr. Rice said straight out that he wasn't Jeremiah's father. He stood still, voice steady, like he already knew the answer before anyone else. Felt like the truth slammed into my chest.
Mr. Rice, you say you are 100% certain you are not her child's biological father, and you claim to know who is. So, Ms. Johnson, Mr. Rice has never met your son?
No, ma'am. Since he was born, he wasn't at the hospital or nothing like that. He hasn't been there since I was 2 months pregnant, actually.
Brianna explained how she turned to Mr. Rice for comfort after breaking up with her boyfriend in June. Their friendship turned physical, and it felt like something simple was about to get complicated.
I want to say June, the end of June, me and my boyfriend, we broke up. I was in my feelings, so I took comfort in Mr. Rice. We were friends prior to that, but it went further than expected. We had sex, and I found out I was pregnant in September.
She said she found out she was pregnant a few months later, during a regular doctor visit. Her voice shook slightly, like the weight of it all hit her again.
I had just a regular doctor's appointment. I wasn't feeling good. When I got in there, she said, she was like, "Ms. Johnson, you're pregnant." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "You're pregnant." And at first I was in shock. Like I was freaking out, like, okay, I'm pregnant.
Mr. Rice said he was happy at first, until Brianna told him the baby might be her ex's. His face shifted, and so did the whole room's energy. That moment made my stomach twist without warning.
Yes, I was excited about it until she decided to tell me it could be her ex's baby or it could be my baby. First of all, I had left my phone in my brother's car. I was at school.
Okay.
And he came and told me about it. And then I got on the phone with her.
Because I knew him just like he knew him. So I messaged him and was like, "Have you seen Mr. Rice?" And he was like, he hadn't seen him.
Brianna revealed she had an STD, and Mr. Rice rushed to get tested, scared and unsure. His results came back clean, and confusion hit harder than before, left me frozen, like nothing made sense anymore.
I go to about one doctor's appointment with her. And after that, she tells me she has an STD. But the doctor calls me the next day and tells me, "Sir, you don't have an STD at all."
That doesn't make sense to me at all, Your Honor. I
The
wasn't having sex with anybody but him during the time. So there was no way that he didn't have it because I wasn't sleeping with anybody else.
She was there when I took the test.
Mr. Rice said the dates didn't match. October pregnancy would mean a July birth, not April. He believed Brianna changed the story to make him the father. The timeline snapped in my head like a tight wire.
But if she was a month pregnant in October, the baby was supposed to be born in June. The baby was born in April.
Oh, so what you're saying is the timeline was off conception date she gave you.
Yeah, she told me at the beginning, when she goes to the doctor and find out how long she is, whether she's 2 months or 1 month, if she was 2 months pregnant, it will be James' baby. But if she was 1 month pregnant, it will be my baby. And she told me out of her own mouth.
Mr. Williams walked in calm, saying he had been caring for the baby since day one. He went to appointments, changed diapers, and still wondered if the baby was his. That look on his face said more than words.
When we got together, back together like September, I've been there since day one. Like doctor's appointments, changing pampers and everything.
She admitted she got an STD and he did not have it. Did you have one that you could pass to her?
No, ma'am. We had took a test too and I didn't have it.
You did not have it?
Yes.
Mr. Rice said Brianna told him to come for a DNA test, then said the lab wasn't there. He later found out she was wrong and stopped replying. That silence between them made my skin crawl.
Miss Johnson called me on the day Jeremiah was born, and she told me I could come up there and I could get my DNA test done. But maybe an hour or so later, she decides to text me and call me back saying that the DNA test people were not in the building. So I said, okay, she said you should come tomorrow on a Saturday. This was a Friday when he was born. The DNA test people were in the building on that Friday. They would not be there on that Saturday.
The judge noticed Jeremiah's middle name was Simaj, James spelled backward, like Mr. Williams' name. Brianna said it was a way to honor the man who had been there. Couldn't stop thinking how one name carried that much weight.
But what's interesting is I did notice when I look at birth certificate, baby Jeremiah has a middle name, Simaj.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is James spelled backwards.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's Mr. Williams.
I felt like since he was there from day one that he should get kind of credit for, being there and taking care of him. So I didn't feel like that was a problem.
Mr. Rice promised to step up if the baby was his, even after missing the first 6 months. He said he wouldn't repeat his own father's absence. Those words hit hard, more like a vow than a plan.
If Jeremiah is my child, at the end of the day, I'm gonna carry my son.
And you understand that you've missed his birth, you've missed the first 6 months of his life, bonding of that because of the doubt. You're willing to accept.
I can't do nothing but accept. But if he is my son, all I have to do is make up for it. If he's my son, I gotta take care of my responsibilities. I live on my own and I work 2 jobs.
Amen to that.
The judge read the results.
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Rice. You are the father.
Ms. Lopez stood tall in court and accused Mr. Carbajal of faking a DNA test to escape being a dad. Her voice cracked as she said she was raising 2 kids all by herself. It felt like the whole room froze in disbelief.
Ms. Lopez, you are here today because you claim the defendant, Mr. Carbajal, allegedly perpetuated a DNA testing scam to try to deny paternity of your kids. You say you are tired of struggling daily to take care of your children alone and you need he's their biological father today.
Yes.
Mr. Carbajal, the same man who denied everything, showed the courtroom a tattoo with his daughter's name. He said he got it because he felt close to her when she was born. Hard not to feel a pull in your chest after hearing that.
He says he's the father. He's even has her name tattooed on his arm. He was there.
Even though you doubt it?
Because when she was first born, I was attached to her.
What made you doubt?
The picture?
No, there was another man.
There was
she
not
showed.
another man.
She showed my sister Miriam.
He was a friend
picture
of mine.
a guy, and my sister took picture of her phone.
He was
because
a friend of mine,
that guy
Your Honor.
looked exactly like us.
No.
Mr. Carbajal pointed out that the baby had a cleft lip and darker skin, which no one in his family had. Ms. Lopez pushed back, saying the baby looked like the child's grandfather. That moment left the air heavy with tension.
I'm light-skinned, Your Honor.
He looks just like
Your
his grandpa.
dad is dark.
That doesn't mean
My
Yes,
little
your
boy, my little grandson looks just like your
No,
dad
he
because
doesn't.
there
Yes,
are
he
doesn't.
pictures.
No,
There's
he doesn't.
pictures
Yes.
that we
No.
looked side by side.
Why was he born with a
Your
cleft
Honor,
lip?
I
That
did
has
not.
nothing to do with genes
My
from you
my
guys.
family does not have
Your
a
Honor.
history of cleft lip.
It doesn't
Will you
matter.
Whether
please
it's
let me
my mom or my dad's side.
Let's get.
Ms. Lopez admitted she once sent a photo of another man holding the baby to make Mr. Carbajal angry. She wanted to wake him up so he'd take responsibility, the kind of twist that makes you question everything.
Ms. Lopez, you sent him a picture?
I sent him a picture to
of
show
someone
would you
else
send him-
holding a child that you said was his?
I sent it because to show him that
No,
possibly to man up and take care of his responsibility. I did not meet up with my ex until a month before I had my daughter. I had no sexual contact with my ex or anybody else but your brother, Christina.
The DNA test they used came from a pharmacy with no ID checks or proof of who was tested. Even the child's name was spelled wrong on the papers. Felt like the truth was falling apart piece by piece.
He did a paternity test that he bought from the store. I did not know about it until he gave me the results that came back.
We bought
DNA
it-
test?
Yes, my mom bought it off the counter. They came with swabbing things, you know?
Okay, so it came with all of the utensils,
Yes,
everything
and
you
then
needed?
paperwork, and then we did the swabbing. I swabbed my lips, I swabbed the kids' lips, and then we basically did the paperwork and we sent them in.
The lab results showed Mr. Carbajal was not Aliana's father. The courtroom went silent as the truth sank in. Didn't know what to think. Everything just shifted.
When it comes to 2-year-old Aliana Lopez Carbajal, Mr. Carbajal, you are not her father.
After denying it again and again, Ms. Lopez finally said she had slept with someone else. She broke down as the judge called her out for lying. There was nowhere left to hide from the truth.
So I'll ask you again, were you sleeping with anyone else besides Mr. Carbajal at the time?
One, Your Honor. It's not the one in the
Obviously.
picture,
Pretty sure
okay?
it is.
No, it's not, Christina.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
you stood in this courtroom and lied.
Then came the second result.
Mr. Carbajal, you are not.
Thank you.
Noah's
Thank
father.
you, Your Honor.
Judge Lake asked, if the mother is a liar, what will the children be? Her voice was firm, and Ms. Lopez looked down, ashamed. That line is going to stick with me for a long time.
Ms. Lopez?
Yes.
Now, you two people's mother. Do you know who their fathers are?
Yes, I do.
Is it the same person or two different fathers?
Two, but I know who they are.
Okay. I don't even know if you're telling the truth right now.
No, I
Because only you know the truth. And I will leave you with this cautionary tale.
Danielle stood with a voice full of pain and truth, saying Ellis had always been her father. Not once in 26 years did she doubt it. That kind of certainty hit harder than anything heard all day.
You say that for 26 years you have known only one man, the defendant, Mr. Ellis, to be your biological father. And you're devastated that he is claiming you're not his. Mr. Ellis, you say that Ms. Lyde's mother was unfaithful during your 7-year relationship and that you are certain you are not Ms. Lyde's biological father.
She described growing up without a dad, moving through foster homes with no real protection, no steady arms, no voice to guide her. Something about the way she said it left a deep, aching pit in the chest.
I didn't really have a relationship with Mr. Ellis. Growing up, it was just me and my mom. I've been in and out of group homes, foster homes, no male role model in my life. It's been hard. I had a long, hard life growing up.
How does that make you feel?
I feel for her and all, but I'm not her father.
Ellis claimed her skin tone proved she wasn't his, repeating it like fact. He stared forward, convinced appearance was enough to decide paternity. That moment stayed lodged in the throat like something too bitter to swallow.
Look bright as she is. I mean, I ain't no doctor or nothing, but I'm pretty sure two people this color ain't gonna make no baby this bright-skinned. I mean, she was practically white.
I don't feel like that's correct because my son was white with black hair and blue eyes. I'm not white. I don't have...
Mr. Ellis, you know that babies come in all shapes, sizes, and shades of color, especially African-American children.
Yes, Your Honor.
He said a DNA test cleared him years ago while in jail, and that was the end of it for him. No records, just a memory he trusted blindly. That kind of decision made the whole room spin.
When I was away, her mother called child support on me. They came and took the DNA test.
You got the results back?
I got the results back. It was 99.9 that I wasn't the father.
So wouldn't you want to keep some kind of information or record so if I did grow up and I had questions,
no, I
say,
would not.
hey,
I would not want to keep that kind of information.
Her mother took the stand and said the opposite. She remembered a result that proved Ellis was the father. Both swore they were right. It felt like watching two cliffs crashing together with no way to stop the fall.
The bottom line is a DNA test was performed, yes or no?
Yes.
What were the results?
They said in the court 99% yes.
That 99.9% that yes, he was Danielle's biological father.
Yes, that's
Thank you so much.
Danielle's voice broke as she said they dragged her into something she never asked for. She wasn't the one who created this pain. The anger behind her words sank deep into the skin like a bruise.
I feel like, because me, I'm a mom, and I feel like if you are old enough to, like, what you guys went through was not my fault, and you guys should never have involved me in anything that you guys were going through. I would never put my kids through that, not wait for it to see the outcome of it. This is the outcome
and you're
of
right,
it.
and that's why for years I've been telling your mama to quit lying to you.
She recalled meeting her grandmother at age 10, hopeful, only to be rejected with harsh words. That memory never left her. It still echoes like a cold slap across the heart.
I have seen her, it's been trouble. Like, I've seen her on a trolley when I was 10. I don't know if you remember.
You were
16. I was 10. I saw her on a trolley where we used to live at, and I approached her. I want to introduce myself like, I'm Mr. Ellis's daughter. She told me, get on my face or I will smack you.
What?
With a shaky smile, she admitted feeling 99.99% lost. Everyone had stories, but no one had proof. Sitting there, the confusion wrapped around like a fog that wouldn't clear.
Because I'm 99.99% lost and confused.
And at 26 years old, you shouldn't have to be going through this.
Exactly.
I wanted to get a little bit more information about the law in your home state. So I've called upon an attorney to talk to me about how you got results that say you not father.
The judge read the results slowly, then dropped the truth like thunder.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Ellis, you are the father.
Whoa!
I don't believe it.
I knew it! Yes!
Marcus sat stiff in his chair, trying not to break down. He wanted to save the marriage, but he couldn't ignore the doubt. My chest tightened like I was the one being questioned.
Mr. Thompson, you are in court today in hopes of saving your 11-year marriage. Your wife has a newborn 4-month-old, Micah Pate Thompson, who you hope is your baby, but say your doubts are overwhelming.
He said Micah felt like his own, even if the DNA said otherwise. He didn't want another black child growing up alone. That moment crushed me with how real it felt.
You want this baby to be your biological child, but you truly doubt.
I would love for him to be my son. You know, if he wasn't mine, I don't know if I could raise another man's child, but with everything going on and the connection that me and Micah has together, I can't let another child, especially another black child, grow up without a father.
They got married during a party full of food, noise, and people. The wedding happened after a quick talk in someone's bedroom. I couldn't picture how it started so messy and rushed.
She ended up eventually moving in with me and my family. You know, in a short time after, we found out that she was pregnant. We told my mother the news, and my mother was like, hey, you guys might as well go ahead and get married. You know, okay, so we're trying to figure out a date. So my mother had this idea to get married while everybody was already at the house, because in that same month, birthday party for my mother, my niece.
It was a ghetto wedding,
Marcus said he already took DNA tests for their 2 older kids. He had to check every time she got pregnant. That kind of pain stuck with me like a heavy weight.
I had found out she was doing some things that she shouldn't have been doing. Messaging, meeting up with guys and stuff like that. So when I confronted her, she said it wasn't true. Found out otherwise. I had to get DNA tests on my first 2 boys by her. We married, but every time, while we're in a marriage, and every time you get pregnant, I gotta get a DNA test.
He admitted to living with another woman while still married. He didn't hide it. He just said it. I felt like everything was falling apart faster than I could keep up.
Were you living with somebody else, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, I was. She didn't want to move on. She said she was gonna work on what she needs to work on.
Were you all planning to get a divorce?
Nah.
Yes.
So you just gonna go move in with somebody else and still think you're gonna be married?
When I said something about a divorce, she didn't want a divorce.
As soon as he left and I found out that he was staying.
She said he proposed to someone else while still married. He denied it for a second, then admitted it like it was nothing. My heart dropped. I didn't know how to react.
And he failed to mention while he was doing all that research trying to figure out who I was talking to, he failed to tell anybody that he was engaged to this girl.
What?
While he was still married. And
what?
It's on her Facebook, so he can't even lie about it.
I did.
Now see, he never admitted that. When I asked him about it, how can I be engaged? I'm still married.
She told the other man she was pregnant before even thinking of Marcus. At that point, she believed Micah wasn't his. That moment left me staring at the screen without blinking.
The first person I told was the other guy. The timeline and the way, the conception and everything, I was thinking it was the other guy because I wasn't with Marcus at the time.
We had sex one time in that time frame. I don't know if it was before the first time she went to Atlanta or when she came back, but she said it was another time. I don't know, I was drunk anyway, so I don't know which time it was.
Marcus held the baby at the hospital, but didn't sign anything. He showed up, helped, and stayed, but kept that one line uncrossed. I could feel that torn feeling inside my chest.
It took her a minute to let me go. Went to the doctor's appointments and stuff like that. I missed the birth of the baby because I was out of town for work. I was watching the baby. I was doing all type of things. Only thing I didn't do was sign the birth certificate.
You did.
No mail.
Because you had that doubt and it was substantiated what your wife had told you.
Yes, ma'am.
That she believed it was the other gentleman's child.
Yes, ma'am.
The judge looked up after reading the results. Marcus is...
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Thompson, you are not the father.
Mason stands and says he doesn't believe the test that already named him the father. He claims it's impossible to know from the mother's DNA, like science couldn't possibly be right. It made me feel like facts weren't enough anymore.
You previously received results from a prenatal paternity test which stated you are the father. You are here petitioning the court to reopen your case and order a paternity test now that Ace is born.
He says the baby cries every time he holds him, and there's no connection at all. Mason explains it feels like Ace isn't his, like someone else's child landed in his arms. Hearing that made my stomach drop.
Every time I held Ace, it's like all he did was just cry, and there was just no connection.
That's what a baby does. They cry when they first born.
There was just no connection. Even when I look at Ace, I don't see me.
Now he think Mr. Haynes, my fiance, is the dad of Ace.
Mason tells the court he thinks Mr. Haynes is the real father of Ace. He says LaQuisha hands the baby to Haynes and even calls him daddy right in front of him. That hit harder than I expected.
I believe Mr. Haynes is the father.
Why?
Because when I'm over there visiting my other kids with Miss Malone, she feels
like that they got a bond.
Ace will be crying. First person she'll give him to is Mr. Haynes. She'll be like, go to your daddy. If I was Ace's father, she would hand
And the
Ace
reason of that being...
She'll hand him to Mr.
The judge reads a document that lists Mr. Haynes as the father on the birth certificate. Mason says that happened after he left the hospital without being told anything. Seeing that name there made my chest tighten.
Ace Marcus Mason, and father's full name, Courtney Teron Haynes.
You don't put a complete.
So how
stranger's
is it
name
you
on a
met
birth
in
Not on the hospital. Like they give you a piece of paper in the hospital, and you have to fill your information out on that.
And so what is this you submitted to the court?
That's just the birth certificate the hospital gave me that I could take home.
LaQuisha accuses Mason of cheating on her with a stripper, and the room goes tense. She says she caught him by answering calls from the woman, and Mason doesn't deny it. That drama made me want to cover my ears.
Did you leave her for a stripper?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Yes, Your Honor, he did. It was not a friend, Your Honor. It was way more than what saying it was.
I was just talking to
One
her.
night, I was going through his phone one night. I was wondering who this woman was. She kept calling. One night, I caught him slipping. He left his phone on the table, and she kept calling that night. I picked up and asked her who she was. So she asked me, go ask your man.
The judge repeats all the facts: the test, the missing bond, and Haynes' role in the baby's life. She says all that pain landed directly on the child. Her words left me sitting still, completely quiet.
Yes, but Mr. Mason, you're interpreting this to be, well, we only had the test done in vitro, a prenatal test done. You got Mr. Haynes listed on this piece of paper as the daddy. I don't feel a bond when I look at the baby. Something's wrong here. Yes. That's what you've been feeling like?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dr. Baird explains how prenatal DNA works by finding the baby's DNA in the mother's blood. He says it's matched directly to the father with high accuracy. That made everything Mason said before collapse inside me.
The non-invasive prenatal paternity test is formed using a blood sample from the pregnant mother. In her blood sample, there is DNA from fetus that she carried. We then take a look at the DNA from the fetal sample that's present, compare it to an alleged father to see whether or not he is or is not the biological father of that fetus.
The judge announces that Mason...
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mason, you are the father. Again.
So